How we doing, folks? Top of the morning to you. How you doing? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways as we do each and every day, except for Sunday, Monday through Saturday. We come here 8:15 Eastern time until noon Eastern time. So hang out with me for a little while. We got a lot of stuff in store today. Of course, as we always do, we're going to talk about all things diabetes, insulin resistance. You know how it goes. I'm gonna be doing a whole bunch of lessons today, as we do always. Today's Friday. You know how it is. TGIF. In America, that's what we do. We actually celebrate Friday. TGIF and Friday. We got an actual day. We got restaurants and everything. TGIF. Thank God it's Fridays. We can't wait to get off. We can't wait to get off in America. I don't know how to do it in your country, but that's another thing. Do me a favor and tap in with me and let me know where you're from. What city are you from? What country are you from? What state are you from? My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas now, 11 years. In Texas altogether for 14 years. How we doing, folks? Couple folks coming into the room. Nice to see you this morning. Nice to see you. Tap in with me and let me know where you're from. You know what we talk about? We talk about if you're new to me, my name's Kelley. Talk about all things pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, insulin resistance, all of that stuff. Detroit, shout out to Detroit. Insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Is it reversible? It's something you got to have for the rest of your life. This condition you got is something you got to have for the rest of your life, or can you actually do something about it? So that's what we're going to uncover today here in this on this live. We're going to find out if, like I said, if you got to take medication for the rest of your life. Who's this villain that we're fighting? Who is it that we're fighting? What is insulin resistance and what is type 2 diabetes? Like, what is that? We're going to get to that today. We're going to get down to the root cause of it, and then we're going to find out how you defeat it. How you doing, folks? If you're just coming into the room, my name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Straight out of Houston, Texas. Do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen, share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with these conditions. That's insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, borderline diabetes, type 2 diabetes, PCOS, erectile dysfunction, arthritis. It's all related to insulin resistance. Once we fix the insulin resistance, folks, man, your life is smooth. The inflammation is going to go down. You're going to be feeling like a champ. That's how it goes. So do me a favor, folks. Tap in with me and let me know where you're from. A couple of folks jumping into the room, and do me a favor and put the word "new" in the chat. If you're new to me, if you're just hearing about me and your first time coming across me, or maybe yesterday was your first day, put a "new" in the chat, folks. Put a "new" in the chat. Like I said, as we talk, if you're just coming in, like I said, that's what we talk about. All things pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, insulin resistance, the PCOS, erectile dysfunction, all of that, man. That's what we talk about. My name's Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist. But here's the thing. I wasn't always a nutritionist. I wasn't always a health coach. Because a few years ago, I was actually in the worst shape of my life. Can you relate to this story, folks? Can you relate to going into the doctor like I did, getting diagnosed with having diabetes, heart disease, and obesity at the very same doctor's visit? Can you relate to that, folks? Is that your story? Or do you know of somebody who has that similar story? They just go in and they just like, here you go. It's like a whole bunch of medications. Here you go. Have a nice day. That's what have a nice life, basically. That's what the doctor told me. When I got that diagnosis, diabetes, heart disease, and all that stuff, they prescribed me a bunch of medication. They prescribed me like, hey, the doctor wants to prescribe you this. The doctor wants to prescribe you that. Are you familiar with that? Have you ever gone into the doctor and the doctor wanted to prescribe you a bunch of stuff? Can you relate to that story? Put a "me" in that chat if you can relate to that story. All right. Kansas City. No, shout out. No new folks here yet. Oh, okay. New California. Shout out to you. New Chicago. Okay, there's some new folks. New, yes, no doubt. Shout out to the new folks. Yeah. Who else can relate to that? A couple of folks. Mario can relate to that. Mario and Angelica. Shout out to y'all. They can relate to going into the doctor and just getting prescribed a whole bunch of medication. New, straight out of North Carolina. Yeah. Let me show you what I mean. What do I mean? What do I mean? Let me give you a visual, since you're new. Let me give you a visual of what I'm talking about. What it means this day. Shout out to North Carolina. Y'all, let me show you what it means, folks. See if you can relate to this. Check it out. I don't know if you could relate to this. Look at this. 2 weeks. This is 2 weeks before my diagnosis, folks. 2 weeks before. Look at that. 2 weeks before. The question is, can you relate? Is that your story? 2 weeks before 2 weeks before the diagnosis of diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. I had no idea. Look at my grin on my face. Look at the grin on my face. I had no idea that 2 weeks later I was going to get diagnosed with diabetes, heart disease, and obesity and get prescribed a whole bunch of medication. It was like my birthday. It's like your birthday. Here you go. You got a whole bunch of gifts. Whole bunch of gifts that you don't want. But guess what? These are your gifts. Metformin, Lipitor. These are your gifts. Congrats. That's it, folks. Can you relate to that story? That's your story. A lot of people said yeah. A lot of people said yeah. Look at that. So I know the villain that you're facing. I know the villain that you're facing. I know what it feels like to have diabetes. I know what it feels like to not be able to go up the stairs or walk up the stairs because you're in immense pain. I know what that feels like. Are you completely out of breath? Just walking up a single flight of stairs. When I was overweight, when I was obese, when I went to Colorado one time on a ski trip, you talking about being out of shape. You talking about out of breath. High altitude. Whoo. That's it, folks. So I want to know if you can relate to this story. Can you relate to that? Here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to figure out how to defeat this thing. We're going to find out what it is. Here's what we're going to find out today. We're going to find out what it is. What is diabetes? What is insulin resistance? Type 2 diabetes? Like, what is it? We're going to find that out. And then we're going to find out how to defeat the thing. So that's the 2 parts. So stick around with me for the first 2 parts. And then the next part, what we're going to talk about is all the stuff in between that you got to do, like clean eating, like moving your body, all of that stuff. Clean eating is the most important thing, though. There's a lot of important stuff. Sleep is important. Stress management is important. All of that stuff's important. But when you get your nutrition dialed in, because here's the thing, when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Did you know that? You got to have the right mindset. You do, see. Diabetes, the comment is diabetes, to get rid of it, you got to have the right mindset. You do. You do. If you do not, it will defeat you. If you do not have the right mindset, if you stop when things get tough, it will defeat you. Here's what regret is. That's called regret. Regret is just proof that you stayed still when you had every reason to move. That's what regret is, folks. You stayed still. This is proof. Regret. You stayed still when you had every reason to move. You don't want your life like that. You don't want to go out. You don't want to be Regret is a hell of a thing. I've had a lot of luck with apple cider vinegar. Great. All right, Mr. Random, shout out to you. Man, we're going to get down to the root cause of it, though. We're going to go past the apple cider vinegar today. That's what we're going to do. So do me a favor, folks. Put the word A1C in the chat. Like I told you before, put the word A1C in the chat. And then we're going to talk about all things. We're going to jump into it. We're going to talk about all things A1C. This is how I run my life. So if you're new to me, I come on, introduce myself, which I just did. And then I come in and answer your questions. So any questions that you got. And then if there's no more questions, man, we're going to go to the board. We're going to go to the board and we're going to get straight to work on how to defeat this thing. First, what is it? That's step number 1. What is it? So bear with me a little while. And then second, I'm going to tell you the work that you're going to have to do to defeat this thing, because there is work that's involved. It's a whole hell of a lot of work. This is the work that most people won't do. Why? Why do people say, here's what I hear a lot. Why is it that people say that they want to get rid of diabetes or they want to reverse type 2 diabetes? This is what they say. They want to reverse it. but then they want to stay comfortable at the same time. I want to reverse it, but I want to stay comfortable too. Is that possible? And the answer is a big fat no. So big no. It is not possible to reverse type 2 diabetes. Is reversible, by the way. Just like I did, just like countless other people have done. But if you try to skip the work, thank you. If you try to skip the work, only thing that's going to happen is regret is just going to grow instead. Okay? You try to skip the work, having a peaceful mind, having an active body, so stress management, activity, eating, sleeping, you try to skip that part, you're just going to be running on the treadmill. You're going to be running like this, running like this, running like this on a treadmill because you have to do some work. It's called lifestyle medicine, peaceful mind, stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. 4 things we're going to cover, folks. I helped my 19-year-old son drop his A1C from a 6 to a 5.3 in 60 days. It is doable, y'all. It is very, very doable. Miss B, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thank you for saying that. And shout out to your son. 1 month and started 144, now 106, 1 month. Okay, no sugar, low carb, and great diet and working out more. That's it, folks. That's it. That's what you're going to have to do. Okay? That's the work. M.H. Thomas, that's the work, man. You're absolutely right. If you do not do that work, your diabetes will persist because what you resist will persist. What you resist will persist. If you resist doing the work, diabetes will persist. That's how it goes. That's how it went for me. That's how it went. Yeah, how it goes for everybody. Until you do something about it. Until you stare it in the face and say, listen, all these meds, 5 years later, I'm still in the same place as I was 5 years ago. The only thing that's changed is about my insulin resistance and this type 2 diabetes. The only thing that's changed is my prescription. Okay, that's the only thing that's changed in my prescription. First time you're seeing your stream, can I ask, what is your health medical education? Can you look right up there? Boom, boom, there it is. There it is. And if you're first time hearing this, first time seeing this is me. This was me before. If you're just coming in, this was me. This is me. Diabetes, heart disease, obesity. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. No more none of that. You're going to do the same thing. Here's how. How, I'm going to give you the quick version, Shelby. Told you, step number 1 is we're going to tell you what this thing is. Step number 2 is I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to tell you how to do what is it that you're going to have to do. So stick around with me. I got you. But in short, it's to show up, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. Okay? That's in short, that's what it is. But this is a 4-hour live, so hang out with your boy. I got you. My A1C is a 9.6. Okay. My A1C is a 12, and I just got checked yesterday. Now I'm at a 5.7. Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. So true. Speaking facts. Appreciate that, Miss B. What is an A1C? Okay. How do I join? Here you go. How do I join? How do you join? Oh, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here's what we got, folks. I got a bunch in my link. That link in my description. There's a bunch of goodies there. There's the quiz there. There's a master class. There's a 14-day challenge for my serious action takers. It's a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There's a PDF on there, man. There's so many stuff on there. It's linked in my bio. It's a quiz, a master class, all of that stuff. So, and do me a favor, folks, bebop that screen, share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. Put the word A1C in the chat because we're getting ready to talk about A1C right now. And then I'm going to tell you how to fix this thing. Let's go put A1C in the chat, folks. Here we go. We're going to go to the board. Here we go. Class is in session. Now I'm going to get back to your questions, but not while class is in session. Here we go. How we doing, folks? How we doing, folks? Like I said, if you just joining us, man, go take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. It is linked in my bio. It's absolutely free. And then, the master class, absolutely free. It's a lot of freebies on my page. Also, There's the challenge. The challenge is the only thing that's got a cost to it. But everything else, everything else is free. All you got to pay is attention. Okay? That's all you got to pay. All right, A1C. I see a bunch of A1C. Yeah, discount code today is shower. You want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? The discount code today is shower. I recently heard online what type 2 diabetes is due to gunk buildup in the pancreas. Is that true? Somewhat, yeah, somewhat true. Yes and no, okay, somewhat. But yeah, okay, let's get into it. We're gonna find out what it is then. A lot of questions about A1C. What is it? Do me a favor, folks, put the word new in the chat if you're new here. Your first time hearing me, first time seeing me, put the word new in the chat. We do things a little bit differently around here. We just cut straight to it. There's no gimmicks, no none of that. I'm gonna just tell you what is the work that you're gonna have to do. What is it that you're facing? Who's the villain that you're facing? How do you defeat the villain? All right, got a couple newbies. All right, some new folks. Shout out to the new folks. Let's see. Shout out to the new folks. Appreciate the follow. Let's find out what we're fighting first. Once we find out what we're fighting, then we can figure out how to beat it. Because the villain can always be beaten. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they've gotten their hemoglobin, or they say like, listen, you're low in iron, all that stuff. You're anemic. Who's ever gone to the doctor and the doctor's like, yo, you're anemic, you're low in iron, all that stuff. We're going to find out what this hemoglobin A1C is altogether. It's two parts. It's two parts to this thing. But yeah, who's ever gone in and say, I got low iron, all of that. Anemic, all of that. We got it right here. Okay, who else? Who else? Anybody else? Gone to the doctor and they say, you're anemic, you got low iron, you got all that stuff. Put me in the chat. Oh yeah, me. Here we go. Break it down. The word hemo means iron and oxygen. Iron and oxygen-rich blood, every time you breathe, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, needs to, your body needs oxygen-rich blood carried by iron. So iron and oxygen, rich blood, okay? The word globin means protein. So iron and oxygen rich blood is being carried by a protein through every cell of your body. Every cell of your body is touched by hemoglobin. You don't believe me? Try holding your breath for 30 seconds. Try holding your breath for 45 seconds. Try holding your breath for an hour. Okay? Try to hold your breath for an hour, 60 seconds, whatever. You're not going to be able to do it very, very long. There's a reason you can't jump in the water. You can't be in the water swimming underneath the water with the fish without scuba gear. Why? It's because you need oxygen-rich blood, hemoglobin. It's the life you breathe, basically. That's the easiest way to say it. Hemoglobin is literally the life that you breathe. Here it is. It's so important that if you don't have enough of it, man, the doctors will give you a blood transfusion. I'm blinking a lot, but that's serious stuff, folks. The doctors will give you a blood transfusion if it gets too low. Okay, all right. The word A1C is how much sugar has actually been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Like basically how much sugar has been stuck to your life, basically. In the simpler terms, how much sugar has been stuck to your life. Take a piece of candy. What do you mean by sugar? Take a piece of candy, put it in your mouth, and then let it get all over your fingers. Or you just imagine jumping in a big swimming pool of Mountain Dew. You're going to get out, you're going to feel so freaking sticky. Well, that same stickiness is happening to your hemoglobin. Okay, so that is what A1C is. It's how much sugar, what percent of sugar was stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Now, stuck doesn't sound like a good word. You got to go take a freaking shower. You get a bunch of sugar on you. Okay, that number is indicated by a percent. And this percent goes anywhere between 4 and 30. Sometimes it can go lower or higher, just depends on the situation. But typically somewhere around this range. It's indicated by a percent. Okay, but you're like, still, Kelley, like, what does that mean? Why should I care about this percent, man? Like, why should I care about how much sugar has been stuck to my life or my hemoglobin, my oxygen-rich blood? Why the hell should I care about that? Okay, why? I have no reason to care about hemoglobin. Kelley? Okay. Let's up the ante. Let's find out what it means. Let's find out what it means. Who knows what it means when your A1C, your hemoglobin, when you got a percentage of sugar of 5.7 to 6.4 is stuck to your hemoglobin? What does that mean, folks? When you got 5.7 to 6.4% sugar stuck to your hemoglobin? Who can tell me what it means? Throw it in the chat. You can tell me what that means. When you go to the doctor, you say, doctor, and they give you your report, and you're like, hey, yeah, your numbers are 5.7 to 6.4. What does that mean? What's the doctor going to tell you? Any guesses? Pre-diabetic, okay, pre-diabetes, diabetes, diabetic, pre-diabetic, pre-diabetes, okay, anything, okay, all right. My A1C is 8.5. I can't walk for health reasons. How do I lower the A1C? Hang out with me, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. They want to put me on metformin. Do you want to be put on metformin? That's the bigger question. So pre-diabetes, that is what it means. But that still does not make any sense. Why should I care about that number, Kelley? All right, let's find out. Let's dig into it more. Who can tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? Can you tell me? I mean, there's a lot of important ones, but which one do you think is the most important? Do you think is cortisol? Do you think is estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, insulin, dopamine, serotonin, cortisol? Man, which one is the most important though? Let's see. I'm at 8.7. Yeah. Which one is the most important? Okay. Yeah, insulin. Okay, somebody said insulin. Okay, it's a different crowd today. You guys are saying insulin is the most important hormone in the body. How you doing, folks? My name is Kelley. We're talking about all things A1C, Certified Holistic Nutritionist. You're in the middle of class right now, so sit in. So come in, pull up a chair, okay? Hang out, but first introduce yourself. Don't be rude. Let us know where you're from. Put it in the chat, okay? What city you're from, what country you're from, what state you're from, all right? Right now, we're finding out what the most important hormone is in the body. Let's see. Insulin. Can you guess what the most important hormone is in the body? I'm a 7.3 Pherixa Rebelsis, Miami. Shout out to you, Charlotte. Okay. All right. Any more guesses on the hormone? All my folks coming in from Trenton, Alabama, New Jersey, Beatmore, my old stomping grounds, OKC. Man, what do y'all think is the most important hormone in the body? We got some new folks that just came in, so we're going to get past this. We're going to find out what the most important hormone is, and then we're going to keep going. Throw it in the chat. What you think? Diabetic here. I got you. Just mine at 10.3. Insulin. Okay, insulin. Insulin, maybe? That's it. Rockville. Woo, my old stomping ground. Rockville, Maryland. Woo, California. A1C's a 5.3. Oh, yeah. Coral Springs, Florida. Man, cortisol. Okay. It's my most important. Palm Springs. Man, folks are coming from everywhere today. Y'all from everywhere. It's deep. Massachusetts, West Virginia, Georgia, 5.5. Man, got some new folks. And put new in the chat too, man. If you new here, put new in the chat, man. Because listen, we got some new folks coming in today. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Right? We had to pause class for a second, but we getting back because a lot of folks came in at the same time. New Maryland. Okay, a lot of newbies. New here. Okay, great. We're digging in, folks. We're digging in to find out what the most important hormone is in the body. And here's the verdict, folks. The most important hormone in the body is insulin. It's the most important hormone in your body. How do you know it's the most important hormone in the body, Kelley? Well, someone just said that they were a type 1 diabetic. So if you're a type 1 diabetic, that means you have to be insulin dependent for the rest of your life. You're like, well, what does it mean to be insulin dependent? Well, that means you got to inject insulin for the rest of your life. You can't get around it because it's that important. If you do not have it, you will not survive. That's how important the stuff is, folks. Now, you can live without some of those other hormones. You can live without like cortisol and estrogen and testosterone and all that stuff and dopamine and all that stuff, serotonin. Like, you can live without those hormones. You are not going to have a great quality of life. Don't get me wrong. Your quality of life's going to suck, but you'll still be around. But if you don't have insulin, you will not survive. So prediabetes means this, folks. Prediabetes means you're already insulin resistant. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. But I don't know about you, but if I'm becoming, excuse me. Oh no. Had a frog in my throat. We're back. If I'm becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body, is that not a problem, folks? Insulin, most important hormone in the body. This number is an indicator of how insulin resistant I am becoming. The higher the number, the more insulin resistant I am. Is that or is that not a problem, folks? What do you think? What's the verdict on that? Like I said, folks, we're going to find out what this thing is right now. And then I'm going to tell you how to defeat it. I'm going to tell you how to defeat the villain. I'm going to tell you how to defeat the bad guy. Okay? I'm going to show you how to defeat the bad guy. Problem. Yeah, big problem. Big problem. Okay, so let's up the ante then. Let's up the ante. Who knows what it means when your A1C gets to a 5.7 to a 6.4 pre-diabetes. Okay, well, what happens when you go to the doctor and your A1C is a 6.5 or higher? 6.5 or higher, like just like it was for me. When I went to the doctor, right, and I got my A1C checked, and mine was a 6.5. 2 weeks before this picture, folks. 2 weeks before this picture. I was diagnosed with, I didn't know that. 2 weeks after taking this picture, I got diagnosed with having heart disease, being obese, and having diabetes, folks. All at the very same doctor's visit. Look at my face. I didn't even know. I'm smiling. I wouldn't be smiling if I knew I had diabetes and heart disease, but I decided to turn it all around, folks. I decided to turn it all around. You can do the exact same. When I went and got 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after I took that picture, it was a 6.5. That was my results. So what do you think? What happens at that point, folks? What does it mean? What does it mean when your A1C is a 6.5 or higher, like it was for me? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What does it mean, folks? What does it mean? What we're selling, here's what we're selling. We're selling that your A1C won't drop by itself. Hang out with us for a couple of weeks and we got you. That's what we're selling. 6.5 or higher, what does it mean? What'd you do? 6.5 or higher. Any guesses on what it means when your A1C is a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? I'm going to tell you what I did. That's next. But who can tell me what that means, folks? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put it in the chat. What does it mean when your A1C is 6.5 or higher? Yeah, diabetes. Yeah, 911. Yeah, exactly. That is a very good way of saying it. 911. Yeah. I'm gonna use that one. You mind if I steal that one? I'm gonna use that one. Watch this. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna use that one. Diabetes. 7, 8, 9, 10. So the higher the number, the more insulin resistant you are becoming. That simply means the higher the number, the faster you're aging. The more percentage of sugar, the higher the number is, the more percentage of sugar you have stuck to your hemoglobin. And we said what hemoglobin was. If you're just joining us, hemoglobin is the oxygen that you breathe. Okay? It is the oxygen that you breathe. Oxygen-rich blood cells need to go through every cell of your body. If you don't believe me, try holding your breath for 30 seconds. And then you're going to be like, whew. You're just breathing in, sucking in oxygen after that. Why? It's because your red blood cells were starved of oxygen and they need it. So that is what the sugar is doing. That sugar, the more sugar that you have stuck to your hemoglobin, the faster you're aging. That's what it means. It's the simplest way I can say it. The faster you're aging, the faster you're checking out of here. That's what it means, folks. So how do you defeat it? How do you defeat this thing? Because I'm telling you, the higher this number is, the fast. If you plan on staying around for your kids, if you had your whatever your why is, whatever the reason is that you want to stick around, whatever your reason is to get your number back to the ideal range. Here's the ideal range: 4.9, 5.3. What are your list of whys? What are your list of whys, folks? That's the ideal range. Because we say, well, what's the ideal range, Kelley? The ideal range is 4.9 to 5.3. That's the ideal range. That's if you want a nice, long, healthy life. I'm talking about years added back onto your life. If you get your number, if you let your numbers hang out between 4.9 and 5.3, you're living you're living a long life. Now, on the other side, if you let your number get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, the higher the number is, the more percentage of sugar that is literally choking the life out of you. That is literally what it's doing. That's literally what it's doing. So this is making sense to y'all, folks. And I'm going to teach you how to take a blood sugar shower. If this is making sense to you, what this number actually means, put a health yes in the chat. Put a health yes if you now understand what it means when your numbers are 7, a 8, a 9, a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That should be 911. Like someone said earlier, 911. When your number starts getting 7, 911, 7, 8, 911, 911. The higher the number, 911, 911, 911. I'm still calling 911 until 911 is at your front door. That is how important this A1C number is. How important it is to have it to the ideal range. Because when it's too high, you're literally choking the life out of you. Many, many years too soon. Appreciate the follow. So if this is making sense to y'all, folks, put a health yes in the chat. I told you I was going to do 2 things. Number 1, I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is. Then I'm going to tell you how to defeat it. That's next. How to defeat this thing. Put a health yes in the chat, folks, if this is making sense to y'all. Let's see. Health yes. Health yes. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to y'all, folks. Health yes. Here we go. Got some health yeses over here. Health yes. If this is making sense. Because I wanted you to make sure that you understand what you're facing, what we're facing. Health, yes. There we go. Health, yes. There it is. All right, cool. Now that we understand what it is, we got to understand what to do. A lot of people are asking, well, what's the challenge? The challenge is this. If you want to get your blood sugar back to the normal range, if you want to find out how to really do this, here's the very first thing that you got to do is got to go take the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Are you doing a great job managing this number? Or are you going to stick around for the long haul based on your habits? Or you're probably going to be here for like 15, 20 years too soon. You're probably going to check out of here like 20 years too soon. Go take the quiz. Here it is. Click my picture right here. Click on my picture again. And then you're going to come to this link right here. Click right here. So click right here. Click on my picture again. And here it is. Here's the link right here. Here it is right here. Folks, there's all the goodies on here. This is a grab bag of stuff. So if you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, any erectile dysfunction, PCOS, all of that stuff, if that's you, then this link right here in my bio is going to be like Disney World for you. Okay? I grew up in Orlando, so I know a thing or two about Disney World. Okay? There's a lot of freebies on here. There's the quiz. Go take the quiz. There's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. That's number one. And then the master class is right here. Thank you for the daily Harvey. The master class is right here. It is a 45-minute master class that you can take, that you can register for. Sorry. You sit in on the class. You pull up your chair. You sit in on the class, and you soak up all that information. What we're going to talk about. It's a formula to defeat diabetes. It's a formula. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Maintain your pace for optimal health. That's where we talk about that. It's absolutely free, folks. All you got to do is pay. All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. The PDF right here is a free PDF right here. So if you don't want to watch it, you can go read what the formula is. It's a formula. You do the formula. You'll do just like I did. Remember how I showed you the pictures when I was obese and all that stuff? You'll do just like I did. And then right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So you got the quiz free, masterclass free, PDF free. The only thing that I got to charge you for, folks, is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here's why. It's because it's real people getting real results in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is for people who have gotten to the point where they said they're ready for change. They're ready to they said help. They need help. That's what they said. And they're exhausted by, if you're exhausted by sticking your finger every morning and dreading what the meter is going to say, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is. You ready to take control of your blood sugar? Here it is. It's real food, real structure. It is a blueprint for 14 days. It's a blueprint that over 200 people have accepted this challenge. And in this challenge, what we're doing is taking you outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks. You said that this is what you want. You said that you want to reverse diabetes. This is what you say. And then this say, I don't want to take the meds. This is what you say. There's some work that's involved. Like I told you before, okay? There is, to get your number back to this ideal range, it's not going to come free. It's not. It's not. You're going to have to give up something. You're going to have to give up something. And what are you going to have to give up? Oh, yeah. To grow, you want to grow, right? You want to reverse diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Well, growth and comfort cannot coexist. They can't. It's impossible for growth and comfort to coexist. So if you say that you want to get off of those meds and you want to get your life back, you're going to have to go through something. You're going to have to go through something. This is what the challenge is all about. It's for those action takers. All about our nutrition. Now, you show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow, you're going to get the same results as everybody else has gotten. Now, it's $99 to join the challenge. But while I'm live, there's a live discount code. The live discount code to join the challenge is SHOWER. That's the live discount code for today, SHOWER. So that's what we're going to talk about next is a blood sugar shower. But if you want to join that 14-day, if you're struggling with this chronic, if you're struggling with the blood sugar roller coaster, if you're tired of waking up every morning, your numbers being high, if that is you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, because your life will not be the same ever. I promise you, it will not be the same. Your blood sugar will look totally different, just like countless people have. Someone join the challenge, their blood sugar, I mean, their A1C, not just the blood sugar. We're not talking blood sugar. We are talking blood sugar, but the A1C went from an 8 to a 6 in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, folks. Someone else, Steven, he's went from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 2 weeks. Had a truck driver, for my truck drivers out there, had a truck driver, he joined the 14-day challenge. He called me on a Sunday. He said he was excited. He just, this is all he said. He said, man, it worked. Man, it worked. That's what he said. That's all he said. He was so happy. And he was like, he wanted to go, just let me know, man, it worked. We went back to the doctor, and he got a whole brand new set of numbers in just 14 days. And he called me on a Sunday afternoon. And this is what his words were. Man, it worked. So all we're doing, folks, is just eating real food. In the 14-day challenge, that's all it is. It's just real food, real structure, real results. That's it. That's how I roll, folks. I used to be a trainer in the United States Navy, United States Naval Academy. They taught me how to train people. So I built the blueprint for you. Same blueprint that I put myself through. Look. Now, this is not my complete transformation. This is my complete transformation. This is not something that happened in 2 weeks. Okay? Yeah, I had a hell of a lot of improvement in 2 weeks, but this is a complete transformation right here, folks. That's over a year. But in the short term, you can put a big dent in your A1C in as little as 14 days. You don't believe me? Just go ask the people who have done the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you and you're ready to join that challenge, you got to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. I want you to join the challenge and use that discount code SHOWER. Because we're going to take a blood sugar shower. We're going to take a blood sugar shower right now. I'm going to teach you how to take one of those. You're like, well, what the hell is a blood sugar shower, Kelly? Well, I'm about to show y'all what it is. So in the meantime, folks, go take the quiz, go register for the master class. Because now I'm going to tell you how to fix this thing. For my action takers. And for my action takers. For my people who said they're ready to get outside of their comfort zone. Because they know that it's impossible for growth and comfort to coexist. It cannot be winter and it cannot be summer in the same place at the same time. Cannot be. It's impossible. Same thing for growth and comfort. They cannot coexist. So, folks, you're going to have to go take a blood sugar shower. But to do that, to get your number to the ideal range, let me put this up on the board over here. I'm going to put sugar. Oh, not sugar. Shower. Shower. That is the discount code for today. And then I'm going to put over here on this side, ideal 4.9. We're going to leave this up there the whole time. 4.9. Oops. 5.3. That's what we're shooting for. That's our A1C, right? We're going to leave that up there the whole time. Ideally, we want 4.9 to 5.3. But to do that, you're going to have to go take a blood sugar shower. And to take a blood sugar shower, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to maintain your pace. If you ever had plans of getting off the medications, if you ever had plans of getting your life back and adding more years back to your life, thank you for the daily heartbeat. If you ever had those kind of plans, the number one thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to maintain your pace. What is to maintain your pace? Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It is lifestyle first. Type 2 diabetes, folks, is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. Meaning it was your diet and lifestyle that caused the condition, So if it's your diet and lifestyle that caused the condition, shouldn't it be your diet and lifestyle that gets you out of the condition? I think so. But how do you do it? By what stands in the way becomes the way. By just reverse engineering the thing. Where did I go wrong in stress management? Where did I go wrong in activity? Where did I go wrong in sleeping? Where did I go wrong in eating? What were my substance abuse like? Was I drinking a lot of alcohol? I get some steroids, and then the steroids, the medications, the steroids, and they cause me to be insulin resistant. Like, we got to find out what happened. But to turn it all around, you got to maintain your pace. The first part of it is having a peaceful mind. Now, folks, no one can prescribe you these medications. No one can. I can't prescribe it to you. Your doctor can't prescribe it to you. Your hubby can't prescribe it to you. Your wife can't prescribe it to you. The only person that can prescribe yourself these meds so that you can go take a blood sugar shower is you. Having a peaceful mind. Cortisol. Remember we talked about those important hormones? Cortisol, folks, is probably like the runner-up. Okay, it's not the most important hormone in the body, but it sure is like the runner-up. Because if you're constantly stressed, that means you're constantly in fight or flight mode. That means you're constantly going to be releasing blood sugar all the time. How does that work, Kelley? What do you mean? Well, when you're stressed, it causes your body to release adrenaline. And then when you're stressed, it also causes your body to release cortisol. You know what cortisol is? That's the stress hormone. Adrenaline is the one that says, hey, wake up, get ready to fight. So when all that stuff happens, now it sends another signal to your liver that says, hey, release stored blood sugar. And then when the stored blood sugar comes out of the liver, now the muscles take it and they soak it up because they're getting ready to fight. When you're stressed out, you're getting ready to fight. Or when you're under stress, it's like your body's like, give me more energy. I need to fight. So you got all this extra blood sugar. Now, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Just remember that, jot that one down. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Very, very important. So who's stressing you out? Is your mom stressing you out? Your mother-in-law stressing you out? Who's stressing you? Kids stressing you out? Who's stressing you out? Is the traffic stressing you out? Who's stressing you out? You find out who's stressing you out, find out what that stressor is, and we got to totally reduce that. Okay? You got to reduce it, or else it's going to take you out of here. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Stress is the great equalizer. I used to think that it was bogus when people would tell me, oh man, I can't lose the weight because I'm stressed. Oh, I can't lose the weight because I can't, my blood sugars are staying high because I'm stressed. It's stress that's caused my diabetes is getting worse because of stress. I used to be like, man, whatever, that's bogus. You just don't want to go do the work. That's all it is. So stress, boy, was I naive. So stress, very, very important. The 3 M's is what I recommend. The 3 M's, folks, when it comes to stress management. That's meditation, that's mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. My A1C is a 14, please help. What kind of help do you need, Cam? Let's be more specific. What kind of help do you need? So those are the 3 M's. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. How about low blood sugar? We're going to talk about all of that. It's all it can be a part of insulin resistance as well. It can be part of insulin resistance as well, because shoots up real high and then it comes crashing down. Shoots up real high, comes crashing down. It's called the roller coaster. And somebody just wanted to get off of the roller coaster, and they've accepted the challenge, and they're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Shout out to them for joining the challenge. Check your email. I got you. Check your email. Look for a couple of emails from me. I'm going to send you a text. Don't worry. All right. Shout out to them for joining that challenge. So that's the P, folks. All right, here's the A. Here's the A. This is the one that you got to prescribe to yourself. Only person that can prescribe yourself this. Who's the only person that can prescribe yourself this? Let's think about it. The doctor can't prescribe it for you. Your spouse can't prescribe it for you. I certainly can't prescribe it to you. For you. You've got to prescribe it for yourself. And it's called having an active body. I get a lot of questions, folks, to say, listen, Kelley, like people are serious when they ask me this. They say, Kelley, is it possible to be allergic to activity? Is it? It's possible to be allergic to activity. That makes me chuckle. And I say, no, it is not possible to be allergic to activity, allergic to movement. No, because human beings were designed to move. It's been part of our prescription for like 1,000,000 years. You think when human beings were first created, you think that was Netflix and Amazon Prime? When human beings were created? No, there was no Netflix. They had to get out there and go move. Thank you for the daily argument. They had to get out there and go move. They had to go forward. They had to go do stuff. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have couches. Diabetes is like a new type 2 diabetes is like a new condition. It's like pretty new in the grand scheme of things, and it's really taking off now. It's because we stopped maintaining our pace. All right, let me close this up. It's because we stopped maintaining our pace. What's the prescription, Kelley? Here it is. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. You're like, well, what the hell is that, man? Moderate intensive movement. Well, moderate intensive movement, how we doing, folks? Let me see, oh, my camera's a little bit off. Moderate intensive movement is this. It means if you're thinking you're on a treadmill, it means that you're at the gym. You say you're at the gym and you're on the treadmill. You look over, you're like, hey, how are you? All right. If you can talk, that's fine. But if it's a girl that you like and you're on the treadmill and you're singing to her, that means you need to pick up the pace a little bit more. So it means that you can talk, but you can't sing. That's what it means to have moderate. That is what moderate intensive movement is. Just think about that. Just think. It's like, can I sing right now? Whew, I probably can't sing. So this is moderate intensive. Okay. That's what it is. That's what it means. That's the simplest way I can say it. Now, am I saying you got to go out and be a world-class athlete? No, I ain't saying you got to be a world-class athlete, but I am saying you got to move. I am saying you got to move. You got to be active. You got to be active more than you're chilling. You got to be Here's the thing. Am I goal achieving or tension relieving? Which one are you doing more? Are you goal achieving more? Or are you tension relieving more? It's a question you got to ask yourself. Because you want to be goal achieving more than you're tension relieving. That's it, folks. That's the prescription you got to write to yourself when it comes to being active. The reason that being active is so important is because muscles are hungry. And muscles are hungry for the same stuff that you've got too much of. Muscles are hungry for the same stuff that you've got too much of. What is it? Oh, yeah. blood sugar. You're suffering from insulin resistance and high A1C. The blood sugar, you've got too much of it. So when you move your body, muscles love that kind of stuff. That's why they tell you to go move after you eat. Go for a walk after you eat. Why? It's so the muscles can soak up the glucose. So it can soak up the blood sugar that you just ate. That's what it means. You can do like a squeegee ball after dinner, like the balls are like, those balls that were, you know what I'm saying, or the vice grips, and then your forearms are burning afterwards. Like, oh my God, you know how much glucose you burned up? You know how much blood sugar you just evaporated because the muscles are hungry and they soak up the blood sugar right away? A whole bunch. So that is why it's important to move, folks. The C, one of the most controversial topics that there is. The most controversial topic that there is. And it is called clean eating, folks. Whew, very highly debated topic. So highly debated that, yeah, people will bite your head off when it comes to their food. It's debated like politics. It's debated like religion. It's heavily debated. If you don't believe me how heavily debated this stuff is, I'll tell you this. I like to do this, a little game I like to play. Put in the chat, which one do you prefer? Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? Let's do a poll. I like doing these polls. Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? Which one are you? Okay? Are you pumpkin or are you sweet potato? Put it in the chat. Pumpkin, sweet potato. Let me see. Neither. Okay, let me see. Let me see these numbers. Let me see. What? Put in there. Put it. Are you pumpkin pie? You just coming into this room right now. Are you pumpkin pie or are you sweet potato pie? Put it in there. Let's see which one. Let's see who's winning right now. Pumpkin, sweet potato. Sweet potato. Neither. Sweet potato. I think sweet potato's winning right now. Sweet potato. Pumpkin. Oh, pumpkins are making a comeback. Pumpkin. Sweet potato. Pumpkin. Sweet potato is winning the day. Oh, pumpkin. There's another pumpkin. Sweet potato. Both. Sweet potato all the way. A lot of E's. Tell somebody, listen, you have a debate with somebody. If that happened in real life, and this is Thanksgiving time, and if that happened in real life, and one of your coworkers is like, no, I like sweet potato pie, and the other coworker is like, nah, sweet potato pie, yeah, it's pumpkin pie, and you're like, pumpkin pie, you guys are gonna get into it. Y'all gonna get into it right there at the office at Thanksgiving. That's how highly debated this stuff is. So clean eating, eat whole, real, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Whole, real, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Something that was grown from a branch, something that, grown from the ground, something that once had dirt on it. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, legumes, beans, leaner sources of protein like chicken and turkey and whatever you prefer. Like, I don't tell people what to eat anymore because, like I just told you, it's highly debated. Nutrition and what to eat. So leaner sources like chicken, turkey, fish, like salmon, eggs, steak, tofu, tempeh, TVP, texturized vegetable protein. That, folks, is clean eating. Whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Do you have to be perfect? Nah, you ain't got to be perfect. But it's clean, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. You do that. You start maintaining your pace. I'm telling you, folks. You can take all the medication that you want, but for real, all of it. Like you can take it all. They can give you the whole planet. You can just take the whole pharmaceutical industry and just go like, just consume it all in one day. But it really doesn't matter. You can take all the medication that you want until you're blue in the face. You can take medication until you're blue in the face, literally, like this pen. But when the diet is, and it's not going to do a damn thing. But when the diet is wrong, it's not going to do a damn thing. If now check this out. If you get into a car wreck or if you need medication, like right now, like listen to your doctor for real. Listen to your doctor, like take the meds, save your life now. But when that time is over, you got to let your lifestyle take over after that. So here's the thing. When the diet is wrong, folks, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Think about it. What's a good breakfast? A savory breakfast is a good breakfast. We're going to talk about clean eating. Hang out with me for clean eating. But you want to start your day off with a savory breakfast and not a sweet breakfast. That's what clean eating is. I mean, that's what your breakfast should be. We're not having ding-dongs and ho-ho Twinkies and coffee and all that stuff and sugar and all that stuff first thing in the morning. We want to start our day off nice, clean energy, savory, a protein, a fat, and a protein, a fat, and a veggie. That's it. Protein, a fat, and a veggie for breakfast. It's called a savory breakfast. So that's it, folks. Clean eating. We're going to cover more in clean eating. Don't worry. We're going to spend like a whole hour in something. We're going to spend like an hour on clean eating. Don't worry, because that's the most debated topic. So we're going to spend some time on there. Don't worry. All right. Who can tell me what the E is then? The last part of the formula, folks. Effective what, folks? Effective what? This is the last part of the formula to getting your A1C back to the ideal range. There's more parts to it. I'm going to give some honorable mentions, but what's the last part of the formula, folks? You have to get this number. That's what we're shooting for. 4.9, 5.3. That's where we're going. That's what we're trying to get to. Okay, somebody said, all right, let's see. Oh. What about plant-based foods? I named all. Did you not hear all the plant-based foods I named? Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, beans, tofu, tempeh. Yeah. Effective what? Ooh, yeah, sleep. Ooh, yeah. Effective sleep is the most beautiful part of the formula. Because if you don't get enough effective sleep, like 6 to 9 hours specifically, you don't get like 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep every single night. Ooh, like I got last night. Ooh, see how I'm waking up feeling bouncy because I got some effective sleep. I'm waking up feeling like I'm ready to go because I got some effective sleep. If you don't get effective sleep, the very next day, you're going to wake up feeling like trash. The very next day, you're going to be even more stressed out. The very next day, you're going to be more insulin resistant. The very next day, you're going to go raid the fridge because you're going to be so hungry. You're going to be hungry. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for saying I missed the C. Effective. Hold on. I just messed this whole thing up. Let me do it again. Effective. There we go. That's better. Effective sleep. That's a lot better. If you don't get enough of it, it's going to throw the whole thing off. It's going to throw your whole ecosystem off because this is when your brain regenerates itself. This is when your brain needs the most blood, when you sleep. It's why if you don't get enough sleep, you wake up feeling groggy and all that stuff. It's because your brain hasn't had a chance to restore itself. It hasn't had the chance to fight off like any any bacteria and cells and put this cell away, and it can't do like its normal functions. So your circadian rhythm is called. Your circadian rhythm is thrown off if you don't get enough sleep. What's the circadian rhythm? Oh yeah, it's just your relationships to the sun and the moon. When the sun comes up, it says release cortisol. When the sun goes down, when you sleep, it says release melatonin. It's another hormone, a sleep hormone. That's why you go to sleep. You want that to max out when you're sleeping, when you go to at night. But if you don't get effective sleep, your cortisol, your melatonin, all that stuff is going to be thrown off. And as a result, it's going to cause you to be stressed. And here's what happens. When you get stressed, now you don't have a peaceful mind anymore. Check it out. Now you don't have a peaceful mind anymore. And remember what we said about stress? What happens? Remember that domino effect? Lack of sleep, here's the domino effect. Lack of sleep is a stressor. When you get stressed out, your peaceful mind goes out the window, and then your body, what? Adrenaline kicks in. Cortisol kicks in. Then stored blood sugar gets released. And remember that saying that we did earlier? Where blood sugar goes, what? Insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So it's a whole domino effect. So these things are all tied together. You can come to me and say, hey, like I coach people, right? To lose weight and do all that stuff. Blood sugar, everything, right? So check it out. People will come to me and say, Kelley, look, man, I've been working out. I've been eating right. I've been clean eating, but my numbers are still ain't moving. I hear that all the time. I hear that like every day. Man, I've been working out. My numbers ain't moving. Why? It's because, let's talk about your sleep. When you say, what about my sleep? Well, my sleep's been off. I don't sleep well here. I don't sleep well here. Or maybe you got a newborn. Maybe you got a newborn. The newborn hasn't established their circadian rhythm yet, and they're up crying all the time. And they're just crying out at 2 o'clock a.m. in the morning. The baby's up, and you can't sleep. You got to get up. So then that's going to cause me to be stressed. That's going to cause stored blood sugar to get released. And it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter how much I'm working out. Doesn't matter how much I'm eating, how well I'm eating. And then on top of it, we get an honorable mention. On top of it, to take the edge off, we're going to get this as an honorable mention section. It's not part of the formula. It is part, but it isn't. It's not pace, but you get what I'm saying. Substance abuse, folks. Substance abuse. What are you like, oh, substance abuse? What the hell does that mean? Alcohol and the steroids can even cause it, like medications, the steroids. I've heard many stories of the steroids causing them to be insulin resistant. The injections is what they say. The injection caused it. But substance abuse, alcohol, folks, is not your friend. I know you wanted to get it to take the edge off. Right? I know you want to take the edge off. And you think that alcohol is your friend. But if you're suffering from insulin resistance, alcohol is not your friend. It isn't. It is your enemy. You ever watch Blade when he says, the enemy of my enemy is this, my friend or my enemy? Alcohol is not your friend. It does. We can go deeper into it, but I'm just telling you it's not your friend. Okay, so that gets an honorable mention. So you got to cut that out. If you're serious about reversing the insulin resistance, if you're serious about reversing diabetes, here's how you can tell people. Here's how you can tell if someone's serious about reversing type 2 diabetes or not. Put them to the test on this one right here. Okay. You put them to the test on that one right there and see who's going to win. Do you want the alcohol or do you want the reverse type 2 diabetes? Because like I told you before, comfort and growth cannot coexist. Drinking alcohol and getting your number to the ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3 cannot coexist. It can't. And I'll just leave it at that. It's all a big loop, folks. It's all a big loop. It's just a big old circle. You just maintaining your pace. How do you take a blood sugar shower? Here's how you take a blood sugar shower. Here's what I had to do. When you say, Kelley, well, how did you go from such and such to such and such, bro? How did you go from such and such to such and such, bro? I had to go take a blood sugar shower. Here it is. I had to go take a blood sugar shower, folks. I had to go take a blood sugar shower. Look at that. This is diabetes. This is heart disease. This is obesity. That was 2 weeks before my diagnosis. Look at the grit. I'm teaching a class. I've been teaching for 20 years, folks. This is not new to me. Okay. When I say classes in session, see, I was classes in session right there. As you see me holding the thing in my hand, look at the students, they're classes in session. But check it out. I didn't even know that I had diabetes and heart disease and obesity and all that stuff. I didn't know until 2 weeks later. I go back and boom. I decided to, at the end, I decided to make a change. That's the transformation. That's the transformation, the final transformation right there. Okay? No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity, no none of that. The question is that do you want that to be your story? Do you want your A1C to get to a 4.9 to a 5.3 or don't you? This is just as simple as that. Because I'm going to keep it super real with you. I'm going to keep it super real with you. Either you run your lifestyle or diabetes runs you. Either you run your lifestyle or diabetes runs you. People are asking about, well, what about social drinking? What about social drinking? I tell you, this is the test. This is the test. If you are suffering from insulin resistance, if your number is at 5.7 or higher, the last thing that you want to do is drink alcohol. If your A1C is higher, is 5.7 or higher, the very last thing that you want to do is drink alcohol. I'm just keeping it real with you. Because diabetes doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't. Diabetes don't care about excuses. Diabetes don't care because of social drinking. It doesn't. Like I said, diabetes will run you until you run your lifestyle. Until you run your lifestyle, diabetes will run you. Point blank, take it to the bank, whatever. That's how it goes. And you can take all the medication that you want until you're blue in the face. But if you're not maintaining your pace, if you're not having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep, and then the substances. If you're not doing that, do you have to be perfect? No, you don't have to be perfect. When you get your number back down to the ideal range, if it's your choice to go have some alcohol at that point, okay, great. It's your choice to go have some alcohol at that point. You're an adult. But if your number is 5.7 or higher, alcohol is not your friend. So this is it, folks. Are there any questions on what it takes to actually take a blood sugar shower. That's why the discount code today is shower. Now, folks, if you want to know where all of this stuff is, you want to know where all this stuff is, you want to know more information about this, about maintaining your pace to get your number to the ideal range, you got to maintain your pace. That's it. Every single day. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. And I want y'all to click right here. No, it does not discriminate. It does not diabetes does not care who the hell you are. Okay? I promise you it doesn't. All right, here it is, folks. Here's the quiz. Here's the master class. Go take the stuff. It's free, folks. Go take the quiz. It's free. Go understand and learn your diabetes management style. Go register for the master class. It's right here. It's a free master class that you can take to understand, to I break down this formula. Peaceful mind, I'm going to give you tactics in peaceful mind. Active body, I'm going to give you tactics in active body. Clean eating, I'm going to give you tactics in clean eating. I'm going to give you even more. I'm going to teach you how to have proper sleep hygiene in this master class. Absolutely free. It's what you're going to learn. See what you're going to learn. That's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn about that formula. You're going to learn more about the formula. So that's it, folks. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That's absolutely free, that masterclass, by the way. You got your PDF. The PDF is free. Listen, I don't want to read. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to hear you anymore, Kelley. I don't like your voice, bro. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the shirts that you wear. So what I would rather do is I would rather read about the formula instead. Okay, great. If that's what you prefer, you can, and I don't take offense to it, you can click that link right there and you can download the PDF and you can go read what the formula is, even more in depth. But finally, for my action takers, for my people who have said, all right, my A1C won't go down by itself. I hope that it would, but it doesn't. If you tried everything and nothing has worked, and you're starting to believe that you're stuck this way forever, you need to experience the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and prove yourself wrong. If you're struggling with insulin resistance, if you're struggling with high blood sugar, if you're saying I need help, if that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you. What is it? It's a blueprint that says if you do the work, if you show up, do the work, do again tomorrow. It's the same blueprint that I use, that I created the blueprint, okay? Same thing that I did. I showed you my weight loss and diabetes, and I can show you my medical records, whatever. It's all there. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You hang out with me for 14 days, I guarantee you, your A1C will not. We've had people take their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 2 weeks. From a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 2 weeks. Okay? Why are you 2 weeks, man? Doesn't it take 3 months? It takes 3 months, right, Kelley? You're lying, Kelley. No, you're lying, Kelley. That's not possible. It takes 3 months. Okay? Then I would say you don't understand how the body works. Every single day, your body is reproducing new hemoglobin, new red blood cells, regenerating new ones every day. It takes 3 months for the entire thing to turn over. Yeah, it takes 3 months for all you to get a brand new set. Like you're starting from scratch, 3 months. But in 2 weeks, you're already taking a shower. You're taking a shower, depending on what you eat, depending on all this stuff. You're taking a shower on Monday. You're taking a blood sugar shower on Tuesday. You're taking a blood sugar shower on Wednesday. You're taking a blood sugar shower on Thursday. You took a blood sugar shower for 7 days, and you look at your numbers like, oh, my numbers are going down. And then you take a blood sugar shower right here for 7 more days, so 14 days. You just put a big dent in the overall picture. So that is why people go from an 8 to a 6. They still have diabetes, yeah. But they put a big ass dent in it in just 2 weeks. So that is what it's called to take a blood sugar shower. You hang out with me for 2 weeks, we're gonna take it all the way back to baseline. We're gonna take your blood sugar all the way back to boot camp. That's you. If you're struggling with this condition, insulin resistance, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Check it out. Right there. $99 to join the challenge. That's the challenge, $99. But here it is. While I'm live, if you use that discount code SHOWER, because you're going to take a blood sugar shower, use that discount code SHOWER. Hang out with me for 2 weeks. I'm going to teach you how to take a blood sugar shower. And then you're going to be your next success story. Just like countless people who have come on this live and they've accepted the challenge. And someone just accepted the challenge, so shout out to them. Shout out to them for accepting the challenge, because their life will never be the same again. That's called the blood sugar reset challenge. We're going to get you off of that roller coaster. That's you, folks. Join the challenge just like they just did. Check your email. I'm going to send you a text message later on. Personal text message. So I got you. Welcome to the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here we go, folks. But like I said, if you're not ready for the challenge yet, if you're not ready for serious change yet, if you still just putting your toe in the water, like I said, we got the quiz. We got the master class, we got the PDF, we got something for everybody. Different people are at different stages of pain. Different people are at different stages of pain. Like I said, some people are ready to dive right into the deep end. And some people are just like, bro, I've had diabetes for 20 years and I'm just putting my foot in, man. I ain't jumping into the deep end. It's not bad enough yet for me to jump into the deep end. I'll let you know when I get there. But here's the thing about that. I told you, diabetes does not discriminate. It does not wait for you for what's convenient for you. Okay? Diabetes does not wait for what's convenient for you. All right. So that's it, folks. Any questions on what it takes? Any questions on what you got to do? And let me go over here. Let me change something over here, folks. I got you. Hold on real quick, folks. Any questions on what you got to do? This is Q&A time. It's your Q&A time right now, folks. It's your Q&A time. Any questions that you got, I got you. Put them in the chat. I probably missed a bunch. Let's see. Any questions? All right. Just adjusting something over here on my other stream. We're streaming everywhere. Hello, everybody. It's Q&A time, baby. Challenge accepted. Let's go. And like I said, it's $79. You join that challenge. You use that discount code SHOWER. You join the challenge for $79. Life-changing stuff. I promise you. I promise you, your blood sugar, A1C, all that stuff, done. I need the email. What email do you need? What email do you need, folks? You say you need an email? What email? I love the shirt. Bruce Leroy, awesome. Yeah. Who is the master? What is your take on diabetics fasting? Well, I want you to start off with a minimum of 12 hours. 12 hours. Train your body to fast. That's what I say. If you're not metabolically flexible, you got to be metabolically flexible. Switch between fat and burning fat for energy and burning fuel for energy. Food for energy. If you can do that effectively, you can fast for longer periods of time. But if you can't do that, start off with a 12-hour fast. 7 p.m. is your last meal. 7 a.m. is your next meal. That's 12 hours. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining our 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Somebody just did that because they're serious about change. They're serious about it. Check your email. I'm going to send you a text later on. I got you. Congratulations. All right, what's your, here we go. Ooh, I have no discipline. How can I start? Well, you can start. Very first thing is go take the quiz. Have you taken the quiz? That's where it starts. Go take the quiz. And that's called awareness. Go get some awareness. You got to be, that's what the quiz is about, becoming aware. Go register for the master class. Or if you need real motivation, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Again, it just depends on what stage you're at. Some people are just at the stage where the pain hasn't gotten bad enough yet, so they're just dipping their toe in. And some people have gotten to the pain where the pain is so bad that all they want to do is still stick their toe in. But then there's people with the pain has gotten so bad that they just jumped into the freaking deep end. Goal A1C, 4.9 to 5.3. That's the goal. That's the goal. Do me a favor, folks. Share this live out with anybody that you know struggling with this condition. What's my favorite? What would be my favorite? If I can only eat one food, it would be like for the rest of my life, it would probably be beans. You give me some beans, I'm gonna just eat them beans for the rest of my life. Right? If I only had to choose one, if I'm just stuck on a desert island, if I got a whole thing of beans, I'll be all right. You're gonna survive. You'll be all right. So fasting as a diabetic wouldn't my sugar levels run low? That's why I said you got to train yourself to fast. You got to train yourself to fast. If you're suffering from insulin resistance and you try to go long periods without food, and your body can't switch between burning fat for energy and burning food for energy, yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. You're not gonna like it. Your blood sugar is not gonna like it. It's probably gonna drop super low. We're gonna talk about why the blood sugar drops low as well. So there's high blood sugar, low blood sugar. It's called being on a roller coaster. I'm gonna show you how to get off of that roller coaster. I did it. So fasting, I just got diagnosed with diabetes. Got you. How do we start? Like I said, click the link in my bio, register for that quiz. That's the very first thing. It takes 90 days to truly lower your A1C, not 14. Joseph. What's the code for the 14-day challenge discount? Sugar. Sugar is the code, folks. I'm sorry. I keep saying sugar. It's shower. Go take a blood sugar shower. That's the discount code, folks. Shower. Go take one. So we said it takes, we just explained the whole 90-day and 14-day thing, Joseph. You missed that one, boss. But yeah, no doubt, Trudy. Okay, that's it. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. Is there any questions on what the work is that you have to do? Are there any questions on the work that you have to do? And are there any questions if diabetes discriminates or not? Are there any questions on that? To get to the last thing, we're going to wrap this up. To get to the ideal range, 4.9 to 5.3. You're going to have to wake up every day. You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to do the work. This is the work. You got to show up. You got to do the work. You got to do it again tomorrow. And it's going to suck. Is it going to suck? It's going to suck to show up, to wake up every day, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. You're going to wake up feel like, man, I'm not managing my stress. I'm just letting the traffic get on my nerves. I'm letting everybody get on my nerves. You're going to wake up and say, man, I could walk around the block. I should walk around the block, but I don't. It's choice time. It's choices that you got to, it's choices. You say, I could be clean eating, but I would prefer to just eat whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want, for as long as I want. You can do this choice time. And finally, you can stay up all night and watch the game. You can stay up all night and watch the fight. You can stay up all night and go to the after-hours spots. You can do that. It's choice time. And when you go to the after-hours spot, they got the alcohol there. They got the alcohol at the club. They got it there. You got the choice to say, I'm suffering from insulin resistance. I'm a pre-diabetic. I got a 6.5, a 7, a 8, a 9, a 10. I've got the choice to drink alcohol or not. I've got the choice. Because like I told you before, diabetes does not care about your excuses. It doesn't. It doesn't. And shout out to you for joining the challenge. Somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Check your email. I'm going to send you a text message a little bit later on. Well, welcome to the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You should have some emails from me instead. Okay. Let's see. No doubt. All right, no question. So we're going to go into the next thing. We're going to go into the next thing. We're going to go into the next topic, folks. So the next part is, okay, what do we establish so far? What have we established so far today? We established, okay, you're the hero of your own story. We've established that you're fighting a villain. And the villain is type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, all that stuff. That's the villain. And you need to defeat it, but you don't know how to defeat it. In comes the guide, somebody who's been there before, somebody who's done that before. Like myself, I've been there, done that. I know what it feels like to have diabetes. I know what it feels like to have heart disease. I know what it feels like to be obese. I know what it feels like. Know what it feels like. Speaking of that, who hates counting calories? When they say, listen, man, we need you to count these calories. We need you to weigh this food. What the hell's clean eating, Kelley? I don't know what clean eating is. What the hell is that? Let's break it all. Who hates counting calories, folks? If they say, listen, we need you to lose 100 pounds, but we need you to count these calories, folks. Who hates doing that? Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you hate counting these doggone calories. Put a me. Let me see. Oh, me. I'm ready for the challenge. Will you guide me? Yes, I will guide you. Will you guide you to get to the challenge? Here's how you get to the challenge, folks. I will guide you every step of the way. Click right here. And then click on my picture again. When you click there and you click on my picture again, you join in the challenge. It's like somebody just did it. And here it is. Right there. There it is. So you click right up here and then click on my picture again. Click that link in my bio. It says link. Click that link and click right there. Boom. There it is. Here's how you get to the challenge. Boom. Put your information in. It says $99. But when you use the discount code SHOWER, you're joining the challenge today, like so many people have done already this morning. So today, SHOWER, you're joining the challenge for $79 while I'm live. That's it, folks. Let's see. Shout out to you, Vicky. Vicky. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. Are there any, let's see, hold on. Just purchased the challenge. There you go. Let's go. Let's go, Vicky. Let's go. Shout out to you. Check your email. Good for you, Vicky. Exactly. Okay, now, folks, back to this clean eating thing. Clean eating, we're going to do the clean eating. It's an acronym. Clean eating plato. Clean eating plate, folks. Forget about the counting of the calories. Forget about all of that stuff, man. That stuff is bogus. That's the most bogus thing ever. Counting calories, like, yo, who does that? Nobody does that. I can guarantee you, when human beings were first created, there was no counting calories. And none of them were overweight. Why? Because they were maintaining their pace. That's why. They were maintaining their pace. Yeah, everybody should still get vitamins. Yeah, everybody should still get vitamins. Because I don't care how much clean eating you're doing, nobody is getting all of the nutrients. How much clean eating we're doing, how much clean eating you think you're doing, nobody's getting all of the vitamins. So you want to get yourself some methylated multivitamins, folks. Methylated, as in methylated multivitamins. Not the regular multivitamins, the methylated kind. For my neuropathy folks, for people like, man, I got neuropathy and all that stuff, like, neuropathy. Supplement that you can take, it's called vitamin B1, benfotiamine. That's what it's called. Vitamin B1, benfotiamine. We're talking about supplements. Benfotiamine, vitamin B1 from a neuropathy, a methylated multivitamin for everybody in the world. Everybody, 8 billion people who are walking this planet should be taking a methylated multivitamin. I don't care what diet you're on. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is getting all the nutrients. You think that you're getting all the nutrients, but you're not. Nobody is. So you got to supplement. The C in clean eating stands for choose. It stands for choose natural. Choose natural, folks. That's what it means. Choose natural what? Well, choose natural foods. Choose natural foods. Natural foods like what, Kelly? Like we talked about earlier, whole unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, beans, legumes, leaner sources of protein. All right, we're going to talk about protein coming up here in a second. But that's it. Choose natural. The L stands for load up. Ooh, LOA. Load up on veggies. It's an acronym, folks. Write it down. Write it down. Write this one down. Follow along with me. This is what clean eating is. Load up on veggies. What kind of veggies? Non-starchy veggies. Broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, kale, spinach, arugula, cabbage, cauliflower, all that, celery. There's a whole list of these things. We're going to talk more about veggies coming up. We're going to talk in depth about veggies. Don't worry. Okay? Talking in depth about all this stuff coming up. We're going to draw the plate next. The E stands for, folks. The E stands for eat lean protein. Ooh. Eat lean protein. That's what the E stands for. What kind of lean protein? Like we talked about earlier. Like I told you before, I don't tell people what to do. It's a whole endless debate about what to eat. So you eat whatever you want to eat. But here's the thing. If you do what the proteins, you want to make sure there's the leaner sources like chicken and turkey and eggs and steak and tofu, tempeh, fish. These are leaner sources of protein. Now, the ones that I'm not talking about are the processed meats, the boudins, the sausages, the bacons, the salamis, all of that stuff. That's not clean eating, folks. We got to stay away from that section. Let's stay away from the processed meat section. Can we at least agree upon that? Let's agree upon staying away from the processed meat section, because that's not eating lean protein. The A, what does the A stand for? The A stands for, one of my favorite ones. Avoid the crap. That is also an acronym in itself. Okay, you got a lot of stuff. They're all lead back. You got clean eating, and then you got avoiding the crap. What the hell's the crap? Carbonated junk. Carbonated junk like the sodas and all of that stuff. That's carbonated junk. The energy drinks, even the Powerades and the Gatorades and all that stuff. It's all carbonated. That could be all carbonated junk. Mountain Dew, like, used to be my favorite. And then the R stands for refined sugar. You know the refined sugar, the table sugar, all of that stuff. That's refined sugar. All the stuff that's in the candies and all of that, that's refined sugar, folks. So the A stands for artificial stuff. Stay away from the artificial stuff. Kind of artificial stuff. Oh yeah, artificial sweeteners. Things like sucralose, things like aspartame. These are artificial sugars, folks. Artificial sugar. And people are like, well, isn't artificial sugar good, Kelley? And the word artificial should tell you a lot. No. It's like is Frankenstein a real thing? It's like, it's alive. It's called frankenfood. Artificial sugars, artificial colors. When they say tricks, like, hey, you're eating a Skittles, it says eat the rainbow. That's their slogan. Eat the rainbow. Do you really think that you're eating the rainbow when you're eating Skittles? No. You think you're tasting the rainbow? No, you're not tasting the rainbow. You're tasting chemistry. That stuff that's on your tongue, that's all chemistry. That's what you're tasting. And the P stands for processed foods. It just sums it up all together, processed foods. So that's it. And the last part of the formula, folks, is the N, which stands for nourish. Ooh. Nourish. Nourish what, Kelley? Like, what the hell does nourish mean? Well, nourish yourself first. Okay? Nourish yourself first. Taste buds second. Nourish yourself. That's what the N stands for. Nourish yourself first. Taste buds second. Okay? That's the clean acronym, folks. That's the clean acronym. Does that make sense to y'all? Because we're going to go on to the next topic. And the next topic is the favorite part, is the clean eating plate. We're going to talk about calorie counting. We're going to talk about all of that. So if this is making sense to y'all, folks, put a health yes in the chat. If you understand what clean eating is, now we're going to get to this plate. We're going to draw the plate next. I want you to lead into it. We're going to talk about clean eating. Does this make sense to y'all? If it does, put a health yes in the chat. Health. H-E-A-L-T-H. Health. Okay? Health yes. There it is. Health yes. Health yes. Yeah. Do me a favor also, folks. If you're just joining us, man, put new in the chat if you're just joining us. We're talking about all things insulin resistance. We're talking about all things diabetes. We're talking about all the stuff that you got to do. There's a lot of stuff that's involved in this number. There's a lot of things that are involved in this number. Yeah, we got some newbies in here. Yeah, who else is new? Anybody else new? Yeah, shout, because I see some new folks came in. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. But all right, let's flip it up. Welcome to y'all new folks. If you're just coming in, man, click the link in my bio and register for the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Because your A1C won't drop by itself. If you're struggling with insulin resistance, the high blood sugar, the roller coaster, you're ready to get off of that train. If that's you, that's what you say, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You join today, use that discount code SHOWER. You join the challenge, 20% off. 20% off to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where your blood sugar will not ever look the same again. All right, the clean eating plate. I asked y'all earlier, who enjoys counting the calories? Or who enjoys counting the calories? Who hates counting the calories? Right? I'm a 57-year-old, I'm pre-diabetic, 57-year-old man. We'll hang out. If you're just joining us, we're talking about getting our numbers to the ideal range. Right? We've been here for a couple of hours, almost a couple of hours. So we do things a little bit different. We just break down the whole process. So you might be coming in the middle. So it might be like, hey, what's he talking about? But right now we're getting ready to talk about all things clean eating. How do you lose the weight? How do you keep your blood sugar? How do you keep your blood sugar from spiking? How do you get off of the roller coaster? That's the question. You're going to have to master this clean eating plate. If you ever wanted to get off of this blood sugar roller coaster, you're going to have to master this clean eating plate, folks. You ever wanted to get your life back and say, man, I'm so tired of this medication. I don't want to do this anymore. You're going to have to master this plate. 50% non-starchy veggies. You fill your plate like this, folks. You fill your plate like this. We're going to get back to your questions. Let's see if I missed any questions while I was on. Okay, let's see if I don't know if I missed any questions. Okay, I did miss some questions. Okay, just looked up methylated multivitamins. I tried, and there it is. What's a good protein to take with Manjaro? I didn't know how to answer that question. That's a good one. What's a good lifestyle first, medication second. But if you just talk, we're talking about protein right now. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got you. Yeah, carbonated junk. Does plain unsweetened yogurt spike your blood sugar? No, it doesn't. Plain unsweetened yogurt is not going to spike your blood sugar. Is it great for your overall health? No, but it's not going to spike your blood sugar. But it's not great for your overall health. Okay? Hate it. All right, here we go. No, it does not spike your blood sugar, TT. Non-starchy veggies, 50%. We named the veggies earlier. Remember we named those veggies? What were those veggies? Carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, spinach, arugula. Remember that? Those were the ones from earlier we talked about. All of those. 50% of your plates. 25% proteins. And we're going to start breaking down these proteins. What kind of proteins? And then fats. Proteins and fats. What kind of proteins, what kind of fats? Like we talked about earlier in the clean acronym. Where we say lean protein. Lean protein. Eat lean protein. So whatever protein source you choose, just make sure that it's the unprocessed version of it, right? So we got the leaner sources of it. So we got chicken, turkey, fish like salmon. You got eggs, you got steak, you got tofu, you got tempeh, you got TVP, texturized vegetable protein. These are leaner sources of protein. Ones that I'm not talking about are, like I said earlier, the processed meats, the hot dogs, even everybody's favorite, the bacon. Okay? Even the bacon, folks. Even the turkey bacon, folks. Even the turkey sausage. You want to stay as far away from that section as you can. Stay as far away from the processed meat section as you possibly can. Because that's a bunch of crap. Remember we talked about crap earlier? That goes in the crap category. So you want to stay away from them. The boudin, you want to stay away from those. Folks, crawfish, for my Louisiana folks, crawfish and sausage and crawfish boil and all that stuff, that's not clean eating. Even for my Louisiana folks, and I'm sorry to have to be the one to break it to you, but crawfish and boudin is not clean eating. Fats, avocados, nuts and seeds, like pistachios, almonds, cashews. Only the 3 approved oils. What are the 3 approved oils? But it is delicious. It is. What are the 3 approved oils? If it's not avocado, coconut, or olive. Avocado, coconut, olive. Those are the 3. If it ain't avocado, if it ain't coconut, if it ain't avocado, coconut, or olive oil, man, throw it out. You go to your pantry right now and be like, yo, listen, what do I got in here? I got canola oil. Let's throw that out. The peanut oil. Let's throw that out. Let's throw all of these oils out. If it ain't olive oil, if it ain't avocado, if it ain't coconut, throw it the hell out. All the way out. So those are the fats, folks. There's more fats too. There's chia seeds. There's all types of stuff, right? Ones that I'm not talking about, clean eating, or like I said, the processed meats, and oh yeah, dairy. Dairy, I know it's gonna hurt a lot of people's heart, but dairy is not clean eating, folks. Like I said earlier, somebody says unsweetened dairy is it gonna raise my blood sugar? No, not really. But is it great for your overall health? No, it's terrible for your overall health. So dairy goes in the crap category. 25%. 25% what? 25% carbs. Yeah, carbs and fats. Oops, not fats. Sorry, fruits. All different types of. What's up, like, well, what kind of carbs, Kelly? Well, these kind of carbs, whole unprocessed carbs as much as you possibly can. But basically, you can have whatever kind of carbohydrates that you want as long as you're obeying the rules. This is a game. So it's the rules to the game. And I'm going to teach you the rules of the game. When it comes to eating the carbohydrates, you can pretty much eat whatever the rice, you could eat pasta, you could eat, you can still eat the stuff that you love. You just got to do it in a certain way. If you can agree to obey the rules of the game, don't break the rules of the game, you can have your favorite carbohydrates, except for except for the junk, the crap. We're cutting out the crap. Remember that? Avoid the crap. But as long as you obey the rule, that's the 25% rule. That's the 25% rule on your plate. You cannot go above 25% on carbohydrates like pasta, potatoes, rice, farro. These are great. Fruits. What kind of fruits? Typically, your lower glycemic index fruits. Things like berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, kiwis, peaches. These are lower glycemic index fruits. So this, folks, this is the foundation. We're building the foundation. We're building the foundation. And here it is, folks. You can get so good at this game. Check it out. Check it out, folks. You can get so good at this game that you can go get yourself your own plate. Look at this. You can go get yourself a plate. Look at that. Does that not look familiar? Look at that. 50%? Where's 50%? Oh, yeah, right there. 50% what? Oh, yeah. Non-starchy veggies. What are non-starchy veggies? We named them. Just go put a list in non-starchy veggies. Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, spinach, cabbage. 25% protein. Remember we said leaner sources of protein? So whatever you prefer, whether it's chicken, whether it's tofu, whether it's tempeh, whether it's salmon, whether it's steak, whatever, eggs, whatever you prefer. Finally, the carbohydrate section. Down here, 25%. We just talked about the carbs. Pretty much whatever you want. As long as you obey this very specific rule, you can go down, but you can't go up. Also, as long as you eat the carbs last. You eat the carbs last, you can do it. Here's what I mean by that. 1, a 2, a 3. This is the order in which you eat your food, folks. 1, 2, 3. Remember, look. Fiber first, because that's where the fiber hangs out. Woo! Over there in the non-starchy veggie side. The protein, you're going to eat that second. Now, you've got some clothing. Basically, you put a protective mesh in your stomach. Like, you've got a protective mesh in your stomach. Now, it's kind of like a little force field. So, basically, it's called, what do they call it? It's called, like, put some coating. You're putting some coating. Clothing, it's called. Put some coating. So now, whenever you eat these carbohydrates, So instead of those molecules, those glucose molecules just going like crazy, because that's what happens when you eat a piece of rice. That's what happens when you eat some pasta. That whole long pasta, it's just long strings of glucose. It's just glucose tied to each other, blood sugar, just sugar, just tied to each other. And that string, that's all it is. It's just sugar. So when it gets into your body's got to break all that stuff down. And all of those individual molecules, they go everywhere, all over your body, every cell of your body. So to prevent it from doing that, you got to put some clothing on it first. You dig? You put some clothing on your carbohydrates. So if you love rice, put some clothing on it first. Don't be eating your carbs naked. Don't be eating naked rice, man. And don't eat naked rice. Here's the thing. I grew up in Florida. If you're new to me, I grew up in Florida. And as a kid, right next to, on my way to school, like when we were going out into the town, we passed by this nudist colony. We know that it was a nudist colony because they had the big old tall walls. Me and a buddy of mine, we wanted to sneak over and go look and see what's over the top, but we never did. But we know that it's a nudist colony. People are walking around naked behind that wall. But when those people wanted to come out into the real world, here's what they had to do first. Oh, they had to put some clothing on before they came out into the real world. Before they went to the grocery store, they had to come out, they had to go put some clothing on. And it's the same thing that if you want to lose the weight, if you want to bring your blood sugar back down to the normal range, especially your blood sugar, to prevent those spikes, before you eat some rice, if you want to eat some rice, don't eat it naked. If you want to eat some fruit, don't eat it naked. Put some clothing on it first. What's the clothing? Oh yeah, either some fiber or a protein and a fat first. That's why it's labeled like that, folks. 1, a 2, a 3. So put some clothing on your damn carbs. Don't be out here eating naked carbs or fruit. You can get so creative with this thing. Look, let's just say you want more protein. You can go get yourself a plate. You can get one of these plates out of my TikTok shop, by the way, folks. These are very durable plates. Like this plate, I'm telling you, will change your freaking life. You can say, I want more protein today, honey. You come in from work like, yo, honey, it's been a long, you know what I mean? I hit the gym today. I'm getting brolic. Like, I'm going to go to the gym like in a little bit. After I finish with you guys, I'm going to go to the gym and get brolic. But now I need more protein, right? Okay, I need more protein. So instead of 25% protein, you can actually shift the ratios. You can go 50% protein. Look at that. 50% protein. And then you can go 25% veggies. Look at that. 25% veggies. And then you can go 25% carbs. Or you can keep it the same or whatever. Remember, you can change the percentages over there. So you can go 50%, 25%. You can go 75% veggies, maybe then 25% protein or something. But here's the number one rule. You can go down, folks, on the carbs, but you can't go up. You can go down on the percent. That's the rule of the game. You can go down. You can go to 20%. You can go to 10%, 5%. Heck, you can even go all the way down to 0%. That's the rule. You can change the percentages over here as much as you want. You can change the percentage here, but you have to go down. You can't go up. This is how you can still eat the same food that you love. The same food that you love. You just change the order in which way you eat it. That's it, folks. These are the laws of like clean eating. You got to understand these rules. You understand these rules, man, the game is easy at that point. So if this is making sense to y'all, folks, this is part 1 of the plate. Put a healthy yes in the chat. This is making sense to y'all. And here's what I want y'all to do, folks. For my folks who were said that they need help with this. They need help with this. They raised their hand and say, Kelley, I have insulin resistance. Kelley, my blood sugar is high. Kelley, I need help. I've been saying help for years and nobody's listening. That's me. If that's you, if You can't remember the last time you felt real energy just running through your body, just like running through, coursing through your veins. If you can't remember the last time you felt like that, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Okay? You're new to us. You're new to us. And that's the clean eating play. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get back to it. But if you're new, folks, here it is. This link is like Disney World for diabetics. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, this is the link where you want to be. It's right here. Look, there's the quiz, there's the masterclass, all free stuff. The PDF, all free stuff. Look at that. That's all free stuff. The only thing that you got to pay for is that I got to charge you for is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's it. Why? Like, why am I charging you for the challenge? Well, it's because it's real people getting real results. And I want you to really take it really seriously. If I give it to you for free, like I gave you the master class and the quiz and all that stuff, I give it to you for free. A lot of people are probably going to take it for granted. Like, it's not valuable because it was free. It's cool, but it's not, you know what I mean? But when you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, it's only for people who are, that's why it's only for people who are serious. If you're serious, if you raise your hand and say, yeah, Kelley, help. A lot of people say that. A lot of people just say help. But I'm like, okay, well, you got to be able to move. You got to help yourself. And they're just like, they'll put their hand back down. I'm like, nah, Kelley, I just wanted to say it, bro. I don't really want help. I just wanted to say it so that you know that I need help, but I don't want to do the work that's required. A lot of people, that's a lot of people. And I get it. I've been there. I've been there. But pain is the great equalizer. It depends on your level of pain. That's what I told you earlier. It depends on your level of pain, whether you're going to stick your toe in or whether you're going to jump into the deep end. This is for my people who are jumping. The 14-day challenge is for people who want to jump in the deep end. You want to jump in the deep end, you join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge where your blood sugar will not look the same. And we're going to get you off of that roller coaster. We're going to get you off of that blood sugar roller coaster. If that's you, telling you, you tried everything, but nothing has worked. And you started believing like, man, I'm stuck this way forever. I'm stuck with diabetes forever, man. It's like in the movie The Sandlot. When they say, how long does, if you ever watched The Sandlot, when you say, how long does the dog have to stay chained up? And the cop said, forever. Okay? Forever. You're ready to get off of that. If you don't want that to be you, because diabetes does not discriminate, folks. It doesn't. It doesn't care what you do for a living. It doesn't care your race. It doesn't care your color, your creed, whatever. It doesn't care. Okay? It's coming to seek and destroy. Everything that you ever hoped for and wished for, that is what it's doing. Because insulin, folks, is the most important hormone in the body. And if you are resistant to the most important hormone in your body, you don't have much long. You don't have a lot of time. I just want you, as long as you understand that, as long as you say, hey, my number's at a 15, I don't really care. I'm gonna still do whatever I want. As long as you understand that diabetes does not care. Insulin resistance does not care. It is the most important hormone in the body. And if you are resistant to it, point blank, it doesn't care, you don't have much longer. So you got to get it together. You got to get this number. You got to master this clean eating plate, folks. So if this is making sense to y'all, folks, put a health yes in the chat. And for my people who want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, it's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use that discount code SHOWER today, you're joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where it's a blueprint. It says your life, your blood sugar will not ever look the same. You've got people going from an 8 to a 6 A1C in 2 weeks. Crazy. The doctor took them off of their meds. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Go back and watch the tape. If this is making sense to y'all, put a health yes in the chat. For my people who are ready for change, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Hello, first time. Shout out to you. Health yes. Yeah, health yes. Why do you recommend for high cholesterol? Same thing. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. You bring the blood sugar down. You bring the insulin resistance down. high cholesterol, all that stuff is a part of insulin resistance. It's all tied together. You fix the blood sugar, you fix everything, Tamara. Everything. Here we go. All right, no questions on clean eating. What can you talk about dressing? Yeah, I can. In the challenge, will you give the list of foods that we can eat? Yeah, everything's there. Everything's laid out for you in the challenge. It's a blueprint. All you got to do, show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. Everything you need is there. You just got to show up and do the work, and then do it again tomorrow, and then show up and do the work and do it again tomorrow. That's it. That's what you do in the challenge, and you will get the results. It's a blueprint. Everything's there. All right, let's see. Question. Let's see. Health, yes. Health, yes. Health, yes. Send the link, please. Here's the link. Here's the link. Use that discount code. So click right up here. Click on my picture again. There's the link right there. Boom. You click that link. There it is. Here's the challenge right here. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said, the challenge is not for everybody, folks. And I get it. I get it. Not a lot of people say that they're not ready yet, man. They're like, the pain has not gotten bad enough yet. If the pain has not gotten bad enough yet, the challenge is not going to be for you. But if the pain has gotten bad enough yet, or if you fear future pain, then the challenge is for you. Challenge is going to be for you. What you can expect right there. There's the link. Use that discount code SHOWER. You join the challenge for $79. I'm pre-diabetic. It's all about what you eat, everything. That's it. It's all about what you eat. That's what we talk about, clean eating right here. Any other questions on clean eating? If not, we're going to go to the next thing. No questions on clean. There's usually a lot of questions on clean eating. Nobody's got questions on clean eating today? Like what you eat for breakfast, none of that stuff. Okay, this is weird. All right, cool. Oh, we go to the next thing then. We forget about the clean eating plate, you know. Forget about that. All right, no questions on clean eating. We'll move on then. So go get yourself a plate. Go get yourself a plate. Get one of these out of my TikTok showcase. Right? Get one out of there. It's going to change your life. I'm telling you. It's going to change your life. Clean eating plate. In the challenge, yep, I'll give you a list of food. Tell me about breakfast. Exactly. Yeah, you guys weren't putting it in, so I didn't know. You know what I mean? You said you ain't had no questions. Nobody was throwing nothing in. All right, cool. Breakfast is the most, when they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, folks, it's not necessarily the most important meal of the day. Let me say that, because all the meals are important. But it's the most impactful. Thank you, Eileen. It's the most impactful. You're like, well, what you mean it's the most impactful? Well, it'll impact your whole day. Because if you eat a breakfast that's sugary, let's say what not to eat for breakfast first. Then we're going to talk about what to eat. What not to eat is the sugary stuff, the pastries, the Ho-Ho Twinkies, the Ding Dongs, the cereal, the tricks, like I told you about, all the, hey, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. No tricks. No golden grams. Okay, no mom's pancakes. You're suffering from insulin resistance. You get back in the normal range, you can have mom's pancakes. But if you're suffering from insulin resistance, you should not be eating your mother's pancakes. Nor should you be eating the flapjack. We call them flapjacks. When I was in the Navy, we call them flapjacks. Nor should you be eating the flapjacks from McDonald's, that hot cakes and sausage. Thank you. You should not be going to McDonald's and getting the hot cakes and sausage for breakfast. Okay, that's what's not to eat. Big Day, wake up in the morning, they get coffee and there's a whole bunch of sugar and drink it like that. You don't want to do that for breakfast. What you want to do instead is a savory breakfast. Sections 1 and 2. Sections 1 and 2. Savory breakfast. What's a savory breakfast? Oh, yeah. A protein, a fat, and a veggie. A protein, a fat, and a veggie. Example, a protein, chicken. Fat, avocado. Veggie. Sorry. Protein, chicken. Fat, avocado. Veggie, broccoli. That could be your breakfast. It could be a protein, a chicken, and broccoli with an avocado. Or it could be a tofu scramble for my plant-based folks. A tofu scramble with some bell peppers, with an avocado on the side, some nuts and seeds. This is called a savory breakfast. Very, very important meal of the day and most impactful. Here's why you want to start your day off like that. It's because instead of putting your blood sugar on a spike, instead of spiking it first thing in the morning like a rocket, I grew up in Florida, folks. I told you I grew up in Florida. And you remember the space shuttle, when the space shuttle took off? You guys, if you're not from Florida, you just see it on TV. You just see it on TV going up. No. I grew up in Florida, Cape Canaveral. I can walk outside in my backyard and we see this shuttle take off, skyrocket, real fast. It's got to go so fast to escape the Earth's atmosphere until eventually it gets up into orbit. A rocket fuel. It's the same thing that happens whenever you eat a sugary breakfast. You have rocket fuel for breakfast. Your blood sugar is going to take off like a rocket. But on the other hand, if you have a savory breakfast, or let me go back to the rocket. You take off like a rocket, and then it's going to come, when those parts start falling off, they're going to come tumbling back to the earth real quick. It's called a crash. So it takes off like a rocket, spike, and then crash. That's what happens when you eat a sweet breakfast. Now, on the other hand, when you eat a savory breakfast, instead of taking off like a rocket, now you're taking off like an airplane. You get on the plane, sit down, and the plane takes off down the runway. Gradually. And then eventually, when it gets to cruising altitude, it goes. The planes are going like 500 and 600 miles an hour. Fast. That's why you can get from like Atlanta to like Houston in like 2 hours. It takes me 2 hours to get from Atlanta to Houston on a plane. Because this thing's going like 500 to 600 miles an hour. Same thing is going to happen to you when you eat a savory breakfast in the morning, a protein, a fat, and a non-starchy veggie. Your blood sugar is just going to take off real slow, and it's just going to be slow energy until it gets to cruising altitude, and it's going to take off, and you're going to go. And at 3 o'clock, instead of getting that 3 o'clock crash, you're at that office and you get the 3 o'clock crash. You want to eat something, I'm in my cubicle. Oh my God. Why is it not 5 o'clock? Like today's Friday, right? 3 o'clock on a Friday. You're like, oh my gosh. When the hell's 5 o'clock coming? So instead of that, you're going to be like, man, I ain't worried about no 5 o'clock. You walking around the block. You walking around the building at 3 o'clock. You walking around the building because you start your day off with a savory breakfast. And by the time 3 o'clock came, that's when you're going 500 miles an hour at that point. And then later on in the evening time, right, you're going to bring the plane back down. We're going to land the plane nice and easy. This is it, folks. This is it. This is the stuff that you got to master. Stuff that you got to master. Hope that's making sense to you, what you got to eat for breakfast. I know that was a little long-winded on that one, but it's a very important topic. What the hell is for breakfast? And it ain't mom's pancakes. Mom, we love you. I love you, Mom. But if I'm suffering from insulin resistance, I cannot eat your pancakes, Mom. You're going to have to break it to your mom. It's going to hurt her heart. But you're going to have to break it to her. You're going to be like, Mom, I know the grits. Mom, I know the grits. You love the grits, Mom. You love to give me the grits and all that stuff. with the butter and all that. I know it, moms. But I can't have. I'm suffering from insulin resistance, mom. I can't do the grits, mom. I can't do the grits. Not for breakfast. You don't want to do the grits for breakfast. You want to start your day off like that. How about coconut almond pancakes? I'd have to look into it. We'll see, but probably not. Okay. It might be okay. We'd have to look at the ingredients. Green beans, 1 egg, and an avocado. That's a savory breakfast. Correct. Scrambled eggs with spinach. Correct. That is a savory breakfast. Western omelet. Correct. That is a savory breakfast. Egg whites. That is a savory breakfast. Yes. What's an alternative for coffee with breakfast? Here's the thing. The alternative is this. Like I told you, this is called lifestyle medicine. We want to get our number back to the ideal range, right? To get our number back to the ideal range, here's what we got to do. Instead of coffee for breakfast, first thing in the morning, go out into the sun. Go out into the sun for about 5 or 10 minutes. When the sun is coming up, that morning sun, when the morning sun is coming up, go out into the sun 5 or 10 minutes. Just hang out outside. You don't got to look directly in the sun. I ain't saying that. Just go get some rays in your eyes for about 5 or 10 minutes. So what is going to happen is it's going to cause your cortisol to spike up real fast. It's going to cause it to max out your cortisol. You wanted to do that. So it wakes you up and says, today I'm starting the day. We're ready. We're perked. It sends a signal to your body. We're ready. After you do that, wait 60 to 90 minutes, then have your coffee. Wait 60 to 90 minutes, then have your coffee. But until then, until you're going out into the sun and for 5 or 10 minutes or so, 5 minutes or so, don't be having no coffee. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you just walk up out of the bed, coffee. Go out into the sun first. You're going to feel a whole lot better. So French toast is going to be an no on the French toast. Is going to be a no on the French toast. That's not a savory breakfast. Or spinach wraps, okay. For breakfast or in general? Yes, yeah. Depends on the wrap. Depends on the wrap, right? Are we what depends on the wrap? What kind of roll we wrapping it in? You gotta be more specific. What's a healthy breakfast? We named it out already. We spend the whole time on breakfast. I'm in the sun all day. But if you're in the sun all day, great. But what's the most important part is to go get that morning sun. The morning sun and the evening sun are the most important times of the day. In the morning time, go out and get that morning sun, at least 5 or 10 minutes. In the evening time, about dusk, like right before like maybe 30 minutes before the sun goes down, how the sun is like nice and low. Go out into the sun then. Whoo. Yes, Vicky, everything that you is there, Vicky, everything. In the challenge, everything you will need, recipes, everything. You got what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, all of that's there. All you got to do is the work. The blueprint's laid out for you. You just got to do the work. That's it. But everything's there. What about 3 poached eggs and 2 turkey bacon? The eggs, okay. Bacon, no. We're talking about bacon. That goes in the crap category. The bacon, turkey bacon included, goes in the crap category. So no to the bacon, folks. So that one will be a lunch man will be a that will be a boing, yoing, yoing, yoing. Okay. All right, here we go. Now, since that's making sense, y'all know what to eat. Y'all know how to eat it, or the order in which to eat the food. The next thing is, what's the next thing? Oh, yeah. The great equalizer. These things, folks, are the great equalizer. Beans. Right? The beans. All right, question about the challenge. All right, here we go. Here's how you get to the challenge. You click right up here. And then you're going to click on my picture again. You're going to come there, and then you're going to click on my picture again. And then I'm going to show you. And then we're going to get back to clean eating because y'all don't have any more questions. We're going to talk about beans next. So click right up here. Click on my picture again, and then everything is here, folks. Everything is here. It's linked in my bio. And there is the bio. So if anybody ever says, if you're on TikTok, and if anybody ever says, hey, it's linked in my bio, this is what they mean. I'm going to show you right here. And the same thing on my other socials. It's linked in my description, but right here. You click that little link right there. Boom. There it is. There's the quiz. There's the masterclass. Here's everything. It's Disney World, folks. It's Disney. It's Disney World. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, this is Disney World. If you've tried everything but nothing has worked, if you stay awake at night wondering if diabetes is going to steal your future, then the 14-day challenge is your first step to rewriting that. The challenge is here. That's the 14-day challenge. But the quiz, the masterclass, all free. The PDFs, all free. Quiz, masterclass, PDF. But then for my people who are ready for serious action, this one right here. This one ain't for everybody, folks. That's why this is the only one that I charge you for, because it's not for everybody. It's only for people who are serious, right? If you ain't serious, don't click that button, okay? Because it's going to challenge you. You're going to, as soon as the challenge gets hard, and you knew that you weren't serious from the beginning about really, if you really raise your hand and say I'm serious, and then you got into it and be like, I wasn't as serious as I thought I was. I would rather go back and just go take the med. That's my comfort zone. If that's you, then if you want to stick your toe in, the challenge is not going to be for you. But if you've gotten to the point where it's say, I'm serious about change, I've had it, enough's enough. The only thing that's changed in the last 10, 15 years is my prescription. That's the only thing that's changed in the last 10, 15 years. It's my prescription. If that's you, and you want to get out of that rat race, you want to get off that roller coaster, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you. What are we doing? It is a blueprint. It is a blueprint. All of your meals are designed. All the meals are designed. All of the recipes, all of that stuff. Everything's designed. There's a lot of variety on there as well, right? What are we going to be eating? We're going to be eating vegetables. We're going to be eating nuts and seeds. We're going to be eating grains, legumes, beans, right? We're going to eat the whole thing. Steak, chicken, whatever, tofu. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you do, then use the live discount code while I'm live. Shower. That is a live discount code. Like you're taking a shower, a blood sugar shower. If you missed a segment earlier, we do a segment called the blood sugar shower. Every day you're going to be taking a shower. Your blood sugar is going to be taking a shower. And by the end of those 14 days, your A1C is going to be a whole lot different in just 14 days. You'll be like, well, Kelley, that's not true, man. It takes 90 days, bro, for you to check your A1C. That's not true, man. Wow. And I'll just say, wow. Okay, really? So here's what's happening. I'm going to tell you what's really happening. I'm just telling you, you really don't know the body then. Because what's happening is every single day, new red blood cells, new hemoglobin is being regenerated every single day. Now, are you going to get rid of diabetes in 14 days? No. It takes 3 months to see the overall picture. But in 14 days, here's what you can do. Since you created new blood cells, and those new blood cells do not have sugar attached to them, a lot of sugar, basically you gave yourself a shower, your blood sugar shower. And as a result, 14 days later, your A1C can go from an 8 to a 6, just like Jazzy's did. Or yours can go from a 7.1 to a 5.7, just like Stevens did. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's what's possible. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use that discount code SHOWER while I'm live, you're joining the challenge for $79. So that's it, folks. That's the challenge. That's where everything is. That's what the quiz is, the masterclass. That's all free. quiz, masterclass. All you got to do is pay attention. But for my serious people, and you know who you are, use that discount code, SHOWER, 14-day challenge. Okay, beans, folks. Back to it. Back to this clean eating plate. Beans are the great freaking equalizer. They're resistant starch. Yeah, they are a starch. You'll be like, well, Kelley, isn't that a starch? They're going to raise my blood sugar. Yeah, they are a starch. But they are what's called a resistant starch, a special kind of starch. It's a special kind of starch. All right? Beans do not get digested. So you cannot digest the beans. You can't. They're resistant your digestion. So they go all the way through your small intestines. That's where they're supposed to be getting digested. Just think of beans as going all the way through your small intestines. They're supposed to be digested, but they go through undigested. They go through undigested. Woo! Okay? And then they get to your large intestines. Then that's where the fun begins, when it gets to your large intestines. Because the gut bacteria, you ever heard somebody say, hey, make sure you have good gut health? The reason that people say have good gut health is because if you don't have good gut health, everything's going to be jacked. Like all your stuff's going to be jacked. Like your health is going to be poor. Your overall health is going to be poor. So whether it's insulin resistance, heart disease, whatever, always getting sick, brain fog, just negative thoughts, all of that is related to how good or poor is your gut health. Beans will feed the good bacteria. The fiber will feed the good bacteria. The bacteria in your gut will eat it. There's trillions of these things. They eat it. They love it. Now, on the other hand, if you're eating a bunch of junk food, like Snickers and Whole Twinkies and all that stuff, now you're feeding the bad guys. Now you're feeding the bad gut bacteria. So when the good guys come, if you got more bad guys than the good guys, when the good guys come down, like the fiber from the beans and then the fiber from the veggies, when they start coming in, the bad guys are going to be upset. They're going to be like, who's this guy? And they're going to jump the good guys. They're going to jump him. They're going to jump the fiber. And then on the outside, you're going to be like, oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, God, I'm gassy. I got gas. Why do I have gas? Oh, my gosh. Well, it's because you don't have the right gut bacteria yet. So your body is like, the bad guys are beating up the good guys. So when the good guys are getting beat up, let's think of that as gas. Like, oh, the good guys are getting beat up. Oh, my stomach is cramping. Man, the bad guys are beating the hell out of the good guys right now. It's too many of them. But eventually, over time, you keep bringing these good guys in. You keep bringing the beans in. You keep bringing the non-starchy veggies in. Over time, the good guys will start to take over. Over time, the good guys will start to take over. Over like the course of like 3 to 4 months is what it takes to really turn it over. For your gut to turn over, it takes about 3 months. Just like your red blood cells take 3 to 4 months to totally turn over. Same thing happens with your gut. So beans, folks, are the great equalizer. Here's a rule, though. Comes to beans, you cannot eat beans and rice together. If you are suffering from insulin resistance, folks, I'm going to be clear. A lot of people are like, isn't beans and rice a complete protein? You know, a lot of stuff. Okay. You cannot, if you're suffering from insulin, keep it. Here's what I say first. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, prediabetes, gestational diabetes, prediabetes, PCOS, erectile dysfunction, one of the things that you don't want to do is combine beans and rice together. Why? It's because now beans are great, but now you combine them with the wrong forces. You combine them with the wrong forces. The carb, you cannot combine the beans with the carbs. These are resistant starches, and these are the regular starches. You don't want to combine those together if you're insulin resistant. It will kind of be like Batman and Joker being on the same team, or Bruce Leroy and Shonuff being on the same team. It will be like they combine forces. Bruce Leroy and Shonuff would never combine forces. Should be the same thing with you. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, beans and rice should never combine forces. Going to Popeyes and getting the red beans and rice. Going to Popeyes and getting red beans and rice. And getting, or somebody said that they're Hispanic, right? To get some arroz con dulces. We're not doing that. We're suffering from insulin resistance. I'll just put that little caveat. If you're not insulin resistant, you can do whatever that. If you're metabolically flexible and your numbers in the ideal range, 4.9 and 5.3, you want to eat beans and rice together, knock yourself the hell out. Just knock yourself out with beans and rice if you're not suffering from insulin resistance. As long as you're obeying the rules, right? Remember the rules, down but not up. There's a lot of rules to this game. But this is it, folks. This is what it means to be insulin resistant. I mean, this is what, do not eat beans and rice if you're insulin resistant. And this whole thing ties back around, folks. This is one continuous loop. You go 1, 2, look at that. That's it. It's the plate. You want one of these plates, folks. You want to get you one of these plates, I'm telling you. It will change your freaking life. It'll change your life. Change your life. You say, listen, Kelley, I don't want to join your 14-day challenge, man. I ain't ready for that kind of commitment yet. I'm not ready to commit to myself yet, Kelley. I am not ready. I have more. I love my wine, and I love my Snicker bars, and I love my Skittles, and I love my cake more than anything else, Kelley. I just got to be honest with you, bro. And if that's you, great. Okay, fantastic. But I'm going to tell you that, like I said, diabetes does not care. Got my doggies there barking. Because I don't want y'all to live with regret, folks. I don't want you to live with regret. Because I don't want you to live with regret. I want you to take charge, or diabetes will. I want you to take charge of your health. I want you to take charge of what you've been eating. I want you to take charge of your stress management. I want you to take charge of all of that stuff. If you don't, diabetes will take charge. And you don't want it to take charge, because it plays by a different set of rules. It plays by the rules that it doesn't give a damn who the hell you are. That's the rules that it plays by. It's coming to seek and destroy. That's it. These are the 4 areas, folks, that you got to get right. If you ever wanted to get your life back and get off the blood sugar roller coaster, you got to have a peaceful mind. Stress management, right? Remember we talked about that earlier? Go register for the master class. Learn more about stress management in the master class. It's absolutely free. Click the link in my bio. Number 2 is to go register for the quiz. All of that stuff. So with the peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. These are the 4 areas. And substance abuse, things like alcohol. We talked about that earlier. You got to get the alcohol. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, again, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, I'll say it again. Alcohol is not your friend. It isn't. It is not your friend. So this is clean eating, folks. Do me a favor, tap in with me. Let me know where you're from. It's Q&A time right now. We always go to the Q&A at the end of the session. So I'm gonna sit down, man, and we're gonna talk. And I'm gonna answer all your questions, man. I'm gonna answer all your questions. Any questions that you got, throw them in the chat. But again, for my folks who are ready for serious change, if you've gotten to the point where you say change is not just desired, Kelley. I don't just desire change, man. I need this, bro. Help me, Kelley. Or whoever, I don't care. It can be Kelley, it can be whoever. But here's the thing, I can't save you. The doctor can't save you. Your mom can't save you. Your wife can't save you. Your son can't save you. Your husband, nobody can save you. The only person that can save you is you. Because the major key to your better future, you. You are the major key to your better future. I don't want you to regret. I don't want you to regret anything. I don't want you to regret, man, I wish I would have did it. Because regret is what it feels like when you let today's comfort steal tomorrow's victory. That is what regret is what you feel when you let today's comfort steal tomorrow's victory. That's called regret, folks. And you don't want that. Had I check this out. I'm gonna get to your questions. Had I let comfort steal my victory, I wasn't gonna let comfort steal my victory. Look, that's called being comfortable right there. That first picture, look at my stomach. That's called being comfortable, folks. It's called eating whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. That's what it's called. That's what it's called, folks. Comfort. And I was gonna be damned if I let comfort steal my daggone future. So I decided to get outside of my comfort zone. And it's what you're gonna have to do. And I know you don't want to hear that, man. You like, man, Kelley, come on, bro. Like, This guy said I gotta get out of my comfort zone because comfort and growth cannot coexist. I just joined, what's the 14-day challenge? The 14-day challenge is for my serious people who are ready to get outside of their comfort zone. If you've been on the blood sugar roller coaster, if you tried everything and nothing has worked, and you start to believe that you're stuck this way forever, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What it is a blueprint that says if you follow this blueprint, you do what is required. You do what is required in this 14 days. This is a blueprint. Like so many people, over 200 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It's 14 days. It's a 14 that's designed specifically for people who have insulin resistance. Specifically. That's what it is right here. If you specifically have insulin resistance, if you specifically say, that that's me, if you specifically say, I need help, if you specifically say that, if you've been raising your hand and you just say, I need help, Kelley, or I need help, whoever, it doesn't even have to be me. You've been raising your hand and you're saying that's what you need because the diabetes is stomping a mud hole in you. Then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Everything's free on my page, folks. The quiz is free. The master class is free. The only thing that I got to charge you for, folks, is the challenge. It's because it's real people getting real results. Telling you, if you heard the success stories, if you've just joined us, but the success stories are crazy. Okay, from an 8 to a 6 A1C in 2 weeks, from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 2 weeks, because they took a blood sugar shower. If that's you, if you need help, Anita, if that's what you say, if you say you need help, the question is, how much help do you need? That's the question. If you need a lot of help, or if you just need a little bit of help, if you just need a little bit of help, you just go take the quiz. If you need more help, you go take the master class. You go register for the master class, sit in on the master class. But if you really need help, if that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is right here. Like I said before, click right here. Same blueprint that I put myself through. Right? Same blueprint. I showed you my weight loss. I showed you how I'm no longer have diabetes. I showed you all that stuff. I showed you how I no longer have heart disease. You saw the picture, right? You guys saw the picture earlier, but my 14-day challenge, folks, is for people who they're ready to take control of their blood sugar. They're ready to say, well, change isn't just desired. I don't just desire change. Damn it, I need the change. I want to change. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to learn to love what it takes to get what I want. That's what the 14-day challenge is about. It's for people who are learning to love what it takes to get what they want. And if you want to reverse diabetes, if you want to bring your A1C down, this is the first step. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the live discount code while I'm live of shower, because you're going to be taking a blood sugar shower, is where you get all that stuff. Use that discount code shower. Instead of $99, you're joining the challenge for $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So that's what it is, folks. It's just for serious people who want serious results, who just said enough is enough. What is it that I have to do? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the meds. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. That's what they're tired of. And if you say that that's what you're tired of, and you say, I need help, but the question is, how much help do you need? And I'll throw the question back, and everybody said that they need help. The question is, how much help do you need, though? How much? You just need a little bit of help? Again, I tell you, go take the quiz. You need a little bit more help than that, you can register for the masterclass. But if you've gotten to the point where I need a whole, whatever help I need at all, give it to me now. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Those are your options. I need a lot of help. If you need a lot of help, you join the challenge. You join the challenge. How do you join? You click right here. And then you click on my picture again. So click on this picture, the smiling picture. And then you're going to click on the smiley picture again with me smiling like this. I got on a green shirt. And then you're going to come to this screen. You're going to come to this screen. Same thing over here. Click that link in my description. You'll see it. And you're going to come right here and you're going to click that link. And it's going to take you to the page where all the goodies are. All the grab bag of stuff. The quiz, the masterclass. Depends on how much help you need. All the help you need is here. This depends on how much. If you need a lot of help, you join the challenge. This is step 1. 14 days. It is a blueprint of your meals. We're taking your meals and we're streamlining it. So many people have joined the challenge and got amazing results. Use that discount code SHOWER. You're joining that challenge. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code SHOWER for $79. While I'm live, though. It's a live discount code. Yeah. How do I join? That's how you join. And it will help your cholesterol levels in the long run. Yeah, it will help your cholesterol. If you get your blood sugar right, everything works. Everything works when you get your blood sugar right? Because blood sugar and insulin, once you get all that stuff right, everything else, cholesterol and heart and high blood pressure and all that stuff is going to fall into place. Right? My weakness is cheese and bread. Okay? That's a lot of people's weaknesses. Cheese and bread. The question is, which do you care more about, though? You care about that cheese and bread, or you care more about that diabetes, the insulin resistance? Which do you care more about? That's a simple question. Which one do you care more about? Here's the thing, though. A lot of people will say this. A lot of people will say that. They want to do this and they want to do that. But here's what I'm going to be honest with you. I told you I'm a straight shooter. I'm going to keep it real with you. That what you do speaks so loudly that people cannot hear what you're saying. What you do speaks so loudly that people cannot hear what you're saying. Think about that. Question is, which one do you care about more? The bread and the pasta and all of that other stuff and the cheese and all of that other stuff? Or do you care about getting your blood sugar right more? I gave up bread first, then cheese. It don't even taste good anymore. There it is. Is it 25% the protein? Is the 25% the protein and fat? Protein and fat. 25%. It's the whole. You missed the whole. You can watch the replay, man. But we just finished whole clean eating. We went crazy on clean eating for like an hour. That's the remnants of it. We're going to talk about something else right now, though. but they really have to want to do it. Yeah, they really have to want to do it. They really have to want, if you really want to get rid of diabetes, you really have to want to do it. Because if you come in there playing around, like I'm playing around, I wasn't really serious, man. I was like, this guy said that there really was work. He wasn't playing. I'm going to go sit down, bro. I don't want this. I don't want the work that's involved. I would rather go sit on the couch and take Manjaro. I would rather go sit on the couch, bro, with the remote in my hand, watch Netflix, and take a whole bottle of metformin. Because what you're going to have to do to get off of the metformins and all that stuff, most people are like, no, bro. No, Kelley. I would rather not do that. Okay? I'd rather not do that, my good sir. And as a result, that's a choice. If you choose, you would rather, that was what you would rather not do is the work that's required. You would rather not show up, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. What's the work? Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, like we've been talking about. Effective sleep, that's the work. Go register for the quiz. Go register for the masterclass where I teach you more about the work that's involved. And if you ever wanted to reverse this condition. So that is what I say, folks. How much help do you need? Do you just need information? Right? Because a lot of people just need information. They say, Kelley, thank you for the information. I'm gonna go take this information. I'm gonna take this information and I know it. I know this information, but here's what I will tell you. Though you might know the information, there is a big gap between knowing and doing. There is a big gap between knowing and doing. So if you have the information, that doesn't really mean anything. Because knowledge without action is just entertainment, folks. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. Could you show me how to join the 14 days? Here it is right here. Good blood sugars feels good on the inside. Yeah, it feels amazing on the inside. I just joined. When is the challenge? Thank you for the information. Where the challenge starts whenever you go get your grocery shopping. Whenever you finish grocery shopping, you go get your supplies. That's when the challenge starts, folks. Click right up here. I'm going to show you how to get to this challenge. And thank y'all, folks. Be about this screen. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling. We're question time. Whatever questions you got, throw them in the chat, man. We got you right here. So right here, boom, click on this picture. Click on my picture again. And when you do that, you're going to come to this. Here it is. For my new folks are asking, and where is it? Right there. There it is right there. Same thing over here. There it is. You click that link, quiz, masterclass, and for the folks who are ready to join the challenge. If they say, if you said you're ready to get off that blood sugar roller coaster, if you say I'm tired of the insulin resistance, if that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that is you, but only if it's you. If it's not you, then don't join the challenge because it's not you. You don't have a problem with insulin resistance. Like you don't have a problem with your blood sugar. It's fine. You don't have to join. You don't need to join the challenge. But if you are having a problem with your blood sugar, if you're having the roller coaster, if you are having a problem with insulin resistance, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use the discount code SHOWER, use that discount code SHOWER, you're joining the challenge for $79 a day. Right here. There it is. All the stuff you get, everything's there. What people are saying, $99 to join the challenge. Everything you get is right there. 14 days. It is a blueprint. All your meals are designed for you. All the recipes are designed for. Everything is there. All you got to do is go get your grocery supplies. We're gonna get a list of stuff you got to go get. You go get those groceries. Get the groceries. You cook the groceries and you eat the groceries. The same thing you do all the time, right? The only difference is we're just changing up. We're changing the food that you're going to eat. It's real, whole, unprocessed foods. Real food. You eat the real food and you get real results. It's as simple as how it goes, folks. You eat the real food, you get real results. Simple as that. You can accept the challenge, or you can hang out and just say, I'm not ready for change yet, Kelley. I'm not, bro. I'm still in my comfort zone right now. And I'm going to stay in my comfort zone until the pain gets real bad. This is when people get out of their comfort zone. The only time that people will get out of the side of their comfort zone, here's why, and take a chance on themselves, is when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. That is when they'll change. When the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, that is when you will change. And you know it's true. You know it's true. I know it's true. Everybody knows it's true. So we can just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. And the only time that we will change is pain and the fear of future pain. The only time that we'll change. Other than that, we know that we're not going to change. So sometimes we like to kid ourselves like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do it on Monday. Or I'm going to start next week. Or I'm going to start on January 1st. We know that we're kidding ourselves. Because as soon as that pain kicks in, the getting up every day and you did a great day, maintaining your pace, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep, you're like, nah, bro. That's it. That's how it goes. What time do I go live? I go live every day except for Sunday. So we'll be back tomorrow, 8:15 Eastern to noon Eastern. 8:15 to noon Eastern. Yeah, 7:15 Central to 11 a.m. Central. So basically all morning, like 8 to 12, basically. All right. It says, I can't get to the link to join the 14-day challenge. Right here. I'm going to show you where it is right here. Click right here. Onita. You click right here. Click on my picture. And then you click on my picture again. You got to click on my picture again. It's mandatory. And then when you click on my picture again, there's going to be a link under the description. Under my picture. That is where you'll click. Right there. That little link right there. See that little link right there? It says link tree. That is the link. That is how you get to the challenge. But if not, we'll walk you through. Send me a DM and we'll walk you through it. Don't worry. Send me a DM. We'll give you a call afterwards. Don't stress. We got you. You still can't find it. What's your opinion on power electrolyte mineral water supplements? Powdered electrolyte mineral water supplements. Yeah, those are good. Things like Element T. Element T, you got your potassium, you got your sodium, and you got your magnesium in those. So yeah, those are great. Those are great. As long as you're getting the ones, don't get the no sugar ones though. The ones that says no sugar. We don't want those. We don't want the no sugar kind. We want the ones that says, maybe it has stevia. Stevia is okay. Monk fruit, allulose. Those kind of sweeteners are okay. But if it's anything that says 0 sugar, that's what you want to avoid, folks. All right, well, let's get to it. We're back at it. Let's go to a couple things. What did we do yesterday? Yesterday, we did the blood sugar roller coaster. Do me a favor, folks, and put new in the chat. Yeah, trivia. Yeah, that's all. You can do that. Put a new in the chat, folks, if you're new here. Because I'm curious to know, because yesterday we did the blood sugar roller coaster. We said, why are we always tired? Today we might play a different game. Let's see. New. What's up, Veronica? Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Veronica. Faith. Onita. Stacy Lee. Shout out to you. Okay. A couple of folks are new. Which one do y'all want to know? You want to know why you're always tired, or do you want to know you want to play a game of blood sugar Tetris? What happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat certain foods? Which one do you want to do? Why are you always tired? Or what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat certain foods? It's called a game of blood sugar Tetris, folks. Because like I said, this is your live, folks. This is your live. Before we go back to the board, like I said, register for the quiz, folks. Take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz. Register for the masterclass. And for my folks who are ready for serious change, I want you to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you, if you say you're struggling with insulin resistance and you don't know what to do anymore and you're asking for help and you need help, the question is, what kind of help? The help that you're ready to take action? Okay. You need help. If you need help, you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is $99 to join that challenge. Quite a few people have already joined the challenge this morning. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the live discount code, folks, of SHOWER, that's the discount code, SHOWER. You use that code when you check out, you'll see the price slash to $79. It says SHOWER, right? So that's the discount code. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. We got 45 minutes left, folks. So use that code within the next 45 minutes. You're going to be in there. You're going to be in that 14-day challenge. And your blood sugar and your life will never look the same again. So people want to know, well, what happens to your blood sugar? What happens to the blood sugar? Okay, I need help. What happens to the blood sugar? A1C, 5.9. I need help. Yeah, that's Lynn. How much help, though? How much help do you need is the question. Because a lot of people just want information. You want information kind of help? I got that. You want action help? I got that as well. It depends on what kind of help that you want. All right. So let's play a game, folks. Let's play a game. And this game is a game of blood sugar Tetris. Because this is what the folks want to know. What happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat certain foods? Whenever you eat carbohydrates, whenever you eat proteins, whenever you eat fats, like what the hell happens to your blood sugar? Okay, let's find the heck out. All right. Okay, if you need the action help, if that's you, you say that that's you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's what you should do. That's the kind of help, like that's the best way I can give it to you. It's linked in my bio. It's $99 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use that discount code SHOWER, you join that challenge for $79. But again, there's a lot of freebie stuff in there as well. That's the information help, the freebies. But the actual action help is the challenge. It's your choice. Here we go, folks. Now we're gonna play what I like to call a game of blood sugar Tetris. You're quite welcome, Lynn. A game of blood sugar Tetris. Who's ever played that game before? Who's ever played Tetris before? Put a me in the chat if you've ever played Tetris before. I might be a little dated, right? Because I'm a little older. Like you young folks may not know what Tetris is. Like Tetris, what the hell is that, Kelley? I don't know. I never heard of that bull, that game. The hell is that? You're an old dude talking about some freaking Tetris. Who's ever heard of that game? See, not a lot of people heard of that game. It's a lot of. I'm an old dude. I'm telling you, so not a lot of people have heard of that game. Okay, but if you've never heard of that game, the game of Tetris, which most people haven't, that's that's weird to me. Most people don't know what the hell Tetris is. It's weird. It's really weird. But here you go. It's called Tetris right here. If you don't know this game, like I said, I'm an old dude, so I know about all this old stuff. That's why I wear this old 80s stuff. So I apologize to the young folks who've never heard of Tetris in their damn life. It's basically a game that says you got to take these blocks and you got to put these blocks in the right places. You got to put them in places. But we're going to play a game of blood sugar Tetris, folks. It's just like this. You got to take those blocks and you got to fill those blocks in. Here are the pieces to the game, folks. You got your fats in one corner. You got your protein in another corner. One piece, the proteins. And then the last corner, folks, the last part of it is you got these guys over here. you got the big pieces. We call those folks, those are the carbs. Those are the big pieces. So you got fats, you got protein, you got carbs. Okay? Keep in mind, we're playing a game of Tetris. See how that looks? See how that looks? It looks like Tetris, right? You see? Look at the little things. Okay? Follow along because I know a lot of people have never heard of this game before. Folks, who knows what happens whenever you eat fat? So anything that you eat, folks, is either going to be a fat, it's going to be a protein, or it's going to be a carbohydrate. Is it? It's either going to be a fat, it's going to be a protein, it's going to be a carbohydrate. Who can tell me what happens whenever you eat fats, folks? What happens to your blood sugar? What happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat fat? Things like avocados, nuts and seeds, chia seeds, things like that. What happens when you eat fat, folks? Olive oil, stuff like that. Who knows what happens to your blood sugar? Any guesses, folks, on what happens to your blood sugar? Yeah, you're right. You say, yeah, Tetris is a game. Tetris is a game. We're playing a game of blood sugar Tetris, and it's a real game, right? That's a very good point. I don't know. Please tell me. It stabilizes it. Yeah, okay. We're playing Tetris. It says it really doesn't do much at all. So if you've ever played Tetris, whenever you eat fats, folks, it's like the same thing. Level 1 of the game of Tetris, you can move this, the pieces are coming down so slowly, and you can move them, and they're smaller pieces, and you can move them pretty much wherever you want it. You can move it over here, move it over here, move it over here, move it over here, before it gets to this location. We can put the fats right there. The fats, that's what's happening to your blood sugar whenever you eat fats. Just think about the game of Tetris. These blocks are coming down so slowly that it doesn't really affect anything. Like, again, you can play around with it. That's the game of Tetris. That's what happens when you eat fats. Absolutely nothing happens to your blood sugar. It just stays normal, stays the same. Okay, that's fats. Okay, now we're gonna up the ante. What happens whenever you eat protein? What happens to your blood sugar at this point? We're talking about chicken, turkey, all the proteins, right? Protein, fish, tofu, tempeh. Like, what happens to your blood sugar? Does it go up? Does it go down? Does it stay the same? Like, what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat some daggone protein? Any guesses? Any guesses? For this game to work, folks, y'all got to play along. You got to play along. Somebody said it'll stay the same. Any other guesses? Or what happens to your blood sugar? We're playing a game, folks. What happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat protein? Come on now. What happens? You eat protein, so what happens to your blood sugar? You got to know. If you eat it, you should know what happens to your blood sugar when you eat protein. So what happens? Okay, somebody said it goes up. Mine goes up. Okay, goes up. Good morning. What's up, Catherine? Goes up, goes down, doesn't spike a little bit, but not much. Carb spike, slight bump. Yeah, that's it. It is a slight bump. It does go up. It does go up, but it's not anything that you should be sounding the alarms on. Like, it's nothing that you can't handle. It's kind of like an earthquake on the Richter scale. You get a low earthquake low on the Richter scale, you'd be like, I didn't know it was an earthquake today. You live in California. I didn't know it was an earthquake until you turned on the news. That's because it was so low on the Richter scale that it didn't even matter. So that's what happens whenever you eat protein. It's so low on the Richter scale that it doesn't even matter. So whenever you eat protein in this game of Tetris, yeah, the pieces are coming down a little bit faster. Yeah, the pieces are a little bit bigger. But it's nothing that you can't handle. You can still move the blocks left, right, and you can still put your protein right here. And you can still put your protein, you can still fit it right in that. You can fit your block protein. You can fit your block of protein right there. So fats, nothing happens. They come down real slow. Protein, yeah, they come down a little bit faster, but it's nothing that you can't handle. So, okay, folks, those are the first two pieces. Let's go to the last piece of the puzzle of the game of Tetris. What happens, folks, to your blood sugar? Here's the $1 million question. If you eat carbohydrates, you should know what happens to your blood sugar. Things like rice and pasta and bread and all that stuff. What happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat pasta and bread and all that, rice and all that? Put it in the chat. What happens to your blood sugar? Somebody said it slows it down. Okay. All right, no. It spikes. It spikes. It spikes. It spikes. Yeah, it spikes. Skyrocketed. Ooh, I love that word. Skyrocketed. Depends on what kind you eat. It can skyrocket. It can be like, I told you, when I was a kid, I used to watch the shuttle go up. I grew up in Florida. The shuttle, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go straight up, skyrocket. So that's what happens, folks, whenever you eat carbohydrates. These are the big blocks. Now these blocks are coming in fast. These blocks are coming in so fast. These are the big blocks too. This is when you're in the game of Tetris and you're on like level 8 or something, and the blocks are coming. You're like, oh God, no! You playing that game of Tetris, folks. When blocks start coming in fast. What happens when the blocks start coming in fast, folks? And if you can't handle it, what happens? The big blocks start coming in too fast in the game, and you can't handle it. I know a lot of people haven't played Tetris. People don't even know what it is. Like 2 people know what the game is. It's like 300 people in here. Only 2 people know what Tetris is. So most of you guys probably don't know what happens in the game when these pile up. What happens in the game of Tetris, folks, when all of the chips pile up? Let's see. Let's see. They explode. Game over. That's it. Game over. That's what some people are saying. What happens in that game of Tetris? Here it is. Let's see. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna do a search on it, and I'm gonna see what happens. Oh yeah. Guess what happens on the game of Tetris? Look at that. Game over. The chips is piled up. This is the old game. I'm gonna look at that. Game over. Game over, folks. The chips are piled up. Let me show you another one. Look. This is a really bad player right here. This is a really bad player. Okay. The block starts stacking. And then the game is over. The game's over quick. The game's over real quick. And that's what's happening to us, folks. That's what happens to us as human beings. It's what happens to us. Now, I said that this is a game. This is a game of blood sugar Tetris. You see, in the game of Tetris, you can reset the game. If your game's over at the end of Tetris, like I said, a lot of people have never played this game before. That's weird to me, though. I thought most people played Tetris. I'm an old dude. But you can press the reset button on the game of Tetris. And you can start fresh. But in the game of real blood sugar Tetris, the real game, it's called Your Life. There is no reset button. There is no reset button when they say it's time to amputate your toe. There's no reset button on that. The game of blood sugar Tetris. Here's what I mean. 1 cube of sugar is what your body wants to see. 1 cube. That's 1 teaspoon of sugar through your entire body. Your entire body. From the top of your head to the soles of your feet. All your body wants to see is this. Approximately. So when your blood sugar is at 100, this is how much blood sugar you got. When your blood sugar is at 200, this is what you got. You got 2 cubes. Your blood sugar is at 300, you got 3. 3 cubes of blood sugar. But all your body wants to see is 1. Here's how you can lose this game very, very quickly. You can lose this game very, very quickly if you load up on this side. If you're already insulin resistant, if your A1C is at like an 8, a 9, a 10, or whatever, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and you feel good about that. A lot of people say, my number's at a 14.9. I feel great about it, Kelley. That means that you're severely insulin resistant. It means you're severely insulin. If you're severely insulin resistant, you start stacking up on this section. You start drinking the Mountain Dews. You want to know how much sugar is in a Mountain Dew or a Coca-Cola? Instead of the 1 teaspoon, a Mountain Dew has this. Instead of 1 teaspoon, that's all your body wants to see. 1 teaspoon. 100. When your blood sugar is at 100, 1 teaspoon. You drink a Mountain Dew. You drink a Coca-Cola. Here's what you just drank. Here's what you just did to your blood sugar. Okay? That's 10. It's 10 teaspoons of sugar is in 1 Mountain Dew. 1 Coca-Cola is 10 teaspoons. So that's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do you think is how do you think that this is gonna affect your game if you're already insulin resistant? I'm telling you, them chips are gonna pile up really, really quickly. And your game is going to be over a lot. You keep doing this day after day, week after week, month after month, just filling up on all the ho-ho Twinkies and the ding-dongs and all of this stuff and the popcorns and all of everything. You just piling in on this section. I mean, you're piling up on this section. Coffee in the morning, all of that stuff. Ding-dongs, ho-ho Twinkie, donuts, Shipley's, Dunkin' Donuts, Tim Hortons, McDonald's. You're really stacking up on this section over here, and these chips are coming down quick. And if you're insulin resistant, we already said what happens when those chips pile up. And in the game, you can reset it. In the real life, you cannot reset it. When they take your toe, that's it. When they take your ankle, that's it. When they take your foot, that's it. When your vision is gone, that's it. There's no reset button on that. Not like in the game. So my advice, folks, will be to learn how to play this freaking game. To get your number back to this ideal range. Remember we said we left this up there the entire time because that is what we're aiming for. We're aiming for 4.9 to 5.3. 4.9 to 5.3. If you're insulin resistant, we got to control this area over here. And if we eat this area, we can still eat this area, but make sure it's clean, whole, whole complex carbohydrates, right? Remember the rules that we did earlier. There's a lot of rules to this game. The right amount of carbohydrates is okay. The right amount is fine. That we talked about in clean eating. The right amount is fine. It's when you start stacking up the chips, start increasing the stakes, and that game is going to start being over and over. Your game might be over like 60 years old. Like your game's over at 60, or your game's over at 65, or your game's over at, some people, your game's over at 49 years old. All because they played this game of blood sugar Tetris wrong. Fats, if you're going to eat this section, make sure you eat some fats first and some proteins. Have some fat and protein in your stomach first. Because if you've got fat and protein already in your stomach, some fiber as well, some fiber, some fat, some protein. If you got that in your stomach before you start eating the carbs, now you've got some clothing, it's called. You've got clothing, or you've got some protection. It'll slow down how quickly these blocks chip up. I mean, these blocks stack. The blocks are going to be coming. Yeah, they're bigger blocks, but how quickly these blocks are coming down, you can slow them down based on if you've already eaten a fat, you've got healthy fat and a healthy protein. This is the game of blood sugar Tetris, folks. Insulin resistance makes the game over a lot quicker. You bring your insulin resistance down, you bring your number back to the ideal range. You just put years back onto your life. You just added, instead of 65, you now you're living at 85, 95. Instead of 49, now you're living to 89. All because you played the game a whole lot better. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, if you're going to play this game of blood sugar Tetris a whole lot better by bringing down your insulin resistance, by doing the work that is required, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. This is the work we've been talking about the whole time. This whole live, we've been talking about the work that you got to do. If you say, I'm gonna do the work, Kelley. I'm gonna play this game a whole lot of blood sugar Tetris because I got a why. I got reasons why. I got a whole list of whys. I need to be here for my kids. I need to be here for whoever. I need to be here for myself. Or I need to accomplish this goal, Kelley. Before I check out of here, I got to do this. And I need my health to do that. I need to be physically able. Because like I said earlier, man, diabetes does not care who the hell you are. It doesn't. You might think that it's because, oh, that ain't going to happen to me. You walking around with your chest poked out. That ain't going to happen to me. I ain't going to get my toe chopped off. Hey, shit, that ain't going to happen to me. I'm going to keep on eating, doing what I want. All the time, your A1C's at a 12. That ain't going to happen to me. I didn't think so either. I didn't think that was going to happen to me. I didn't think that was going to happen to me, folks. Here it is right here. I didn't think that I was going to go to 2 weeks after I got this picture taken. I didn't think 2 weeks after I got this picture taken, right here, these two pictures, that I was going to go to the doctor and they were going to say, listen, son, you got diabetes, you got heart disease, and you're obese. You can't even barely tie your shoes, son. Look how big your belly is. You got Dunlap disease, son. That's what the doctor told me. Son, you got Dunlap disease. And I said, well, what the hell is that, Dunlap disease? He said, son, your belly done lapped over your belt, son. Dunlap disease. You have Dunlap disease? Like I did? I figured out how to play the game. I figured out how to play this game of blood sugar Tetris. And as a result, no more Dunlap disease. Look at that. I'm trying to look at that. How many inches I lost off my waist. There's no more Dunlap disease anymore. Because like I said, Dunlap is when your belly Dunlapped over your belt. There's no more Dunlap disease. Look at the inches in between. There's no more Dunlap disease, folks. Look at that. That's called playing the game of blood sugar Tetris a whole lot better. Let's get to these questions. If you're ready to get off with it, if you're ready to learn how to play this game a whole lot better, this game of blood sugar Tetris, here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to go register and join the 14-day challenge. It depends on how much help you need. A lot of people come on and say there's different levels of help that people need. And that's why I built the page that way. Great. You need just a little bit of help or you just need the information? Great. We got that. You can go take the quiz and you can go register for the master class. Those are for people who just need a little bit of help. Okay, great. Everybody just needs to. Kelley, like, what do I do, man? Just tell me what to do. I just need tell me what to do and give me a little bit of give me the information. And some people were wrong with that. But then again, there's other people who said, no, Kelley, no. I need more than just information. How do I take action? Like, what's the action I got to take? Here's the action. This is for my action takers. People who would join that challenge, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Click right up here. Oh, we're about to get to 100, folks. Do me a favor and help me get to 100,000 likes, folks, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling. So like I said, here's all the stuff. A lot of people come on my page and they just say help. That's all they say. I need help. That's all they say. And it's like, I don't know what kind of help you need. What kind of help do you need? Do you need just basic help with information? Okay. Very first thing is go take the quiz to understand your style right here. It's the very first step that you got to take is go understand your style. Okay. And then you say, all right, Kelley, no, I need more help than that. If you say, okay, Kelley, I need more help than that. Like, all right, cool. You can go to the next stage, which is the master class. It's absolutely free. It's the next one. You can go there. It's free. It's free stuff, folks. It's just, that's all it is information. Just like I'm giving you information right here. That's all it is. But then there's other people that say that no. I need help, man. Don't you not hear me, bro? I need help. Do you not hear me, Kelley? I need help. Nobody's helping me. The doctor ain't helping me. Nobody's helping me. Like, I don't know what to do. My A1C is a 15. I need help, bro. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you. Here's what you can expect, but it's only for people who are ready to take control of their blood sugar. All right? The blood sugar. This is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said, for people like talk about losing toes and all that stuff. It's for the people who don't want to lose their toes. It's for the people who want to keep their vision. It's for the people who want their kidneys to function correctly. This is who the challenge is for. Okay? Because if you don't correct that, like I said before, diabetes does not, I promise you, you might think that you're special. You might think that I'm special. It is not going to happen to me. It is not going to happen to me. You might think that you're special. You might think that. But I can guarantee you this. Diabetes does not care. It doesn't. If you say, listen, if some people say, oh, I can't afford to pay, it's not about paying. I told you there's a bunch of free stuff on my page. All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. Go register for the quiz. Go register for the master class. That's all you got to pay is attention. Can you pay attention? You can pay attention. You can pay. But for my people who are ready for serious change, where change isn't just desired, they don't want to just talk about it anymore. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join this challenge. That's what it is. It's $99 to join the challenge. 14 days. It's a blueprint. It says if you eat these foods, we got it all streamlined for you. Everything's prepared for you. You just got to do the work. But it's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the live discount code for another 20 minutes, got 20 more minutes on this, 18 more minutes, use that live discount code, SHOWER. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. The live discount code, SHOWER. You're joining the challenge for $79. But again, it isn't for everybody. There's different levels. People need different levels of help. That's why I created the page that way, folks. Specifically why I created the page this way. For people who need a little bit of help, these first three right here, this is people who need a little bit of help. They just need the information. But then there's people who need serious help, the challenge. And there's people who've already joined the challenge, people who are getting amazing results. Their A1C going from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days, 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Why? It's because we just streamlined it. Your body wants to heal. So if your body wants to heal, all we got to do is just give it what it wants, the food that it needs. You give the food that it needs, not want. Sorry, it's what you want. You want the whole Twinkies and stuff. Your body needs real, whole, unprocessed foods. That's what your body needs. So again, different levels of health. Quiz, masterclass, and beyond the challenge. This is for people who have graduated, and this is for the people who have succeeded in the 14-day challenge, got amazing results. Get ready to go beyond the challenge. That's coming soon. It's not out yet, but it's coming soon. Like next week type of soon. Okay? That's how soon beyond the challenge is coming. Those are for people who want serious transformation. Like, you ready for a serious transformation? You go beyond the challenge. The 14 days is just going to introduce you to what's possible. But when you go beyond the challenge for 8 more weeks, that's where transformation begins. It's called transformation. This is called transformation right here. Those are for people who are going beyond the challenge. You want to go beyond the challenge? Next week, we'll be ready for you. So that's it, folks. Any questions? Any questions? Any comments? Any concerns? So like I said, from my different levels of help. Not everybody just needs my help. Not everybody's like, they say they need help, but they just need the information. Just like, Kelley, I just need information, dog. Like, come on, give me the information, bro. That's it. That's all I need. And that's great. So I gave you all the information. That's a lot. Go register for the quiz. Go register for the masterclass. It's straight up information. But the challenge is for my doers. It is information, but it's about information plus the doing. Heart disease, I'm dealing with the same thing. Heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart attack at 39, misunderstood, y'all. Depends on how much action you want to take. Either you fixed it. I don't know if you fixed it. You're good. If that was your wake-up call, that should have been your wake-up call. It should have been your 911. So I know that you're on the other side of that now. Congratulations. I've done lap disease because of the ansites I have. I have done lap disease because of the assets I have. Assets? What do you mean? I tried to take the quiz, but it didn't work. It works. You got to click right up here and then click on my picture again. You click that first one. It works. It works. I can see right now. Let me see. Watch. Let me go to it. We're going to prove it right now. You might be right, but I don't think so. Let me see. I'm going to click it right here. I'm going to click quiz. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it works. It works for me. I don't know. You might want to check your internet provider. I'm just giving you a hard time. But try it again a little bit later. Your help. Okay, for Bralo, what kind of help, though? A little bit of help. You just need information. Or do you need a lot of help? Like, what kind of help do you need? You just need information, or do you need the help where you're ready to take action type of help? Because there's different levels of help. You got to be more specific. You can't just say help and nobody expect people to know what you're talking about. You got to be specific. Kelley, you talk about losing toes and feet. The danger is your kidneys. Yeah, all of that. All of that. Kidneys, toes, feet, whatever. Insulin resistance, whatever. Your body is not functioning as it should. I need help. My A1C is a 7. But what kind of help, though, Rena? You're not being specific. You just say you need help. Your A1C is a 7. Like, what does that mean? I'm changing my life. My A1C was a 12.4. I want to lower it. Michael, if that's you, if that's what you said, you're going to have to do some work. Right? Because your A1C won't drop by itself. You can't wake up one day and be like, I want it to go away. It ain't going to go away. You got to make it go away. Make it go away. And that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, we're making it go away. We're making that A1C come down. Like I said, someone went from an 8 to a 6, from a 7.1 to a 5.7, from a 9.6 to a 6.6, 9.7 to a 6.6. How is A1C of 6.3? It's right in the pre-diabetic range. It's not great. It means you're sick. It just means that it hasn't gotten really bad yet. It means that you're sick already. It just means that because insulin is the most important hormone in the body. Your A1C is at a 6.3. You've developing a greater deal of insulin resistance. It's called prediabetes. It means you're sick, but you're not. That means it's not bad yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. It works. I took it yesterday. What'd you take yesterday, Catherine? God food with no seasoning. Okay. Good morning, sir. I'm type 2 diabetes and my A1C is high. Okay. And the question, Angela, the question is, like I ask everybody, like, what does that mean? Like, what do you want to do about it? Right? Do you need help? Like, what kind of help? Do you need a little bit of help? Do you want to lower it? Do you want to do the work? Because there's work that's involved. The question is, what do you want, though? What do you want? How can I join? Here's how you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Rock. If you say, I'm ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, because we get ready to get out of here in 10 minutes, I want you to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is right here. You click this, you click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. Okay, oh, you took the picture, you took the quiz yesterday, Catherine. What did you score? Well, what was your score? Here it is right here. Quiz, masterclass, all stuff right here. Everything. Boom. Right there. There is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Accept the challenge? You ready to accept the challenge? You ready to take your blood sugar to the next? You ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster? You ready to chop that insulin resistance all the way down? You ready to chop it down? If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You want to click that link right here. It's $99 to join the 14-day challenge, where there's a blueprint that says if you show up, you do the work, you're going to get the results. Your A1C is not going to look the same. All we're doing is changing what you're eating. Use that discount code SHOWER. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. Use that discount code SHOWER. So those are people who say they need help. Those are people who say they need serious help. I got to charge you for the challenge, because if I don't charge you for the challenge, even though you say you might need help, when it starts getting hard, you're going to be like, I don't need that kind of help. I don't want that kind of help, Kelley. Now, bro. I was like, I thought it was going to be easy, man. What are you doing, Kelley? Well, it's called a challenge. It is a challenge. Because listen, everything that you want and don't have is literally on the other side of hard. Everything that you want, okay, I'm going to give you an example. You want your blood sugar to be the normal range, right? You want your A1C to go down, right? You want to get off the medication, right? That's what you say you want. But if you just wake up in the morning and continue to do what you've been doing, are you going to get what you want? If you just stay in your comfort zone, the chances of you getting off of the meds and getting all that stuff that you said you want are slim to freaking none. Okay? Slim to freaking none. But now, on the other hand, if you do something hard, you get up, you do what you got to do. You get up, you move your body, stress management, activity levels, eating, sleeping, and you got it dialed in. That's hard. Getting up and dialing that stuff in and changing your lifestyle, that's hard. But if you ever had plans of doing what you wanted, you're going to have to do something hard. That's why it's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, folks. It is for people who are serious. That's all I'll say. If you're not serious, if you say, I'm not ready yet, Kelley, I'm still dipping my toe in, it's not going to be for you. But if you say, Kelley, I'm ready to jump into the deep end, bro. I'm ready to jump all the way into the deep end. Not even just the deep end. I'm willing to jump into the ocean type of deep end. Like when I was in the Navy, we used to do what's called swim call. We're in the middle of the ocean and the captain would stop the ship and be like, yo, it's swim call, suckers. We stop in the middle of the ocean. The ocean. You know how deep that thing is? And we just jump in. Woo! I jumped in, swimming in the ocean. That's, folks, is called jumping into the deep end. That's what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about. That's it. That's it. Let me see if there's any questions. Oh, I'm leaning towards grasshopper. Okay, Catherine. All right. All right. We're going to get you right, though. We're going to get you right. You're in the challenge, so hey, we're going to get you thinking more like an ant. Don't worry. How to check my A1C? Well, you go to your doctor and you say, yo, doc, pull my A1C, bro. That's how you get it done. My quiz results say I'm an ant and a grasshopper. Or you a mix between the both. You a mix between the two. So what that means is, here's what it means when you're mixed between the ant and the grasshopper. It means that you got 1 foot over the cliff and the other one on a banana peel. 1 foot over the edge of the cliff and the other one on a banana peel. It's a slippery slope. That means we got to get it together. We got to do something or we're going to go over that cliff. We can lean either way. When you're mixing between the two, it means you can go either way. You can go to the right path, or you can go leaning towards grasshopper. You don't want to do that. It's choice time. At that point, it's time to make a choice. Which side do you want to lean towards? Do you want to be more goal achieving? Like I said, there's two sides. There's goal achieving to reach your results. There's goal achieving, and then there's tension relieving. The ants are goal achieving, while the grasshopper is tension relieving all the time. In the summertime, he's playing his flute, kicking out Max and all cool and shooting some b-ball outside of the school. This is the grasshopper mentality. So there's two types of mentalities, folks. You're going to be team ant or you're going to be team grasshopper. Those are the two teams. Question is, which team are you on? Good morning. I feel burning at the top of my left feet. Okay. Question is, what would you like to do about it? Because there's options. You can either continue to take the medication, you can continue to feel the burning at the top of your left feet, or you can take some serious action. You can take some massive action plus determination. Massive action, determination. That tingling in your feet will go away. That pain in your burning in your top of your left foot will go away if you want to do the work. If you're willing to do the work. What do you recommend? I recommend, if you're struggling, if your feet are burning at the top and you have a neuropathy and all that stuff, I recommend if that's you, and if you're struggling with the blood sugar and your blood sugar's high, your blood sugar's low, and you're just in a lot of pain and you don't know what to do, here's what I recommend. I recommend that you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right here, because we get ready to get up out of here. Quiz, click on this picture, click on my picture again. If you say you're struggling with neuropathy, your blood sugar's high, all of that stuff is high, you can't get it under control, you're insulin resistant, you can't lose the weight, none of that stuff. If that is you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. But it sounds like that's you. Who said that? Sean, if you say that's you, boss, once you join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, there's different levels of help on my page. This is the max level right here. This is called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is for my people who are ready to take control of their blood sugar. If that's you, you join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Again, there's different levels of help on my page. So for people who come in and like, hey, Kelley, I need help. I'm like, well, okay, what kind of help? Just a little bit of help. You just need the information, right? Okay, great. If you just need information and you're going to go do the work, okay, great. But if you need a different kind of help, what kind of help do you need? Do you need the help where you need a guided tour guide? You need someone to guide you along the way, to show you what to eat, when to eat, why to eat this? If that's what you need, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Okay? That's it, folks. You want to use that discount code SHOWER because we get ready to get up out of here because you want to take a blood sugar shower. But we get ready to get up out of here, folks. Any last questions? Any last thoughts before we get out of here? We're here 7 a.m. 8:15 Eastern till noon. which is noon right now, right? Because we're getting ready to get out of here. We're here for like almost 4 hours, Monday through Saturday. So come in. You can just take the information. You just take the information because the help is here. You can come hang out with me every day, or you can go register for the quiz, or you can go register for the master class. It's absolutely free. Or if you're an action taker, if you say, I tried everything and nothing has worked, and I started to believe that I'm stuck this way forever, then you should experience the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and prove yourself wrong. Because it's all about the choices that we make. The habits and the choices that we make will determine our future. I put it to you like this. Folks. If you still need help joining, do you have live to take the challenge? Do you have to be live to take the challenge? You want to use that discount code, you want to take the challenge, you want to use that while I'm live, which I'm getting ready to get out of here. I'll leave it open for another 30 minutes. I'll leave it open for 30 minutes. You use that discount code, SHOWER. That is the discount code to join the 14-day challenge. Where do you get to it? A lot of people are still asking where do you get to it. We're getting ready to get out of here. So quiz, right? So click right up here. Click on my picture again. Click right up here. You got me? And then click on my picture again. Got me? Okay. Finally, right here. Click that link. It's going to take you there. Here's how you join. Here's how you join right there. You click right there. There's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right there. There it is. For my people who said they're ready. You say you're ready? If you say that's you, all right. The time for talking is over. The time for talking is over. Because diabetes don't care about you talking. It really doesn't. You can talk all day long. You think diabetes is still eating you up. You can be talking all day long and sitting around all day long and just talking about getting rid of diabetes and doing the work. You can talk about it. But there is and there's a big gap between knowing and doing. What you do speaks so loudly that people can't hear what you're saying. You're ready for change. You join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code SHOWER. You join the challenge for $79. So that's it, folks. That's where everything is. Like I told y'all before, it's about choices. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. You see, when we're born, we look like our parents. But when we die, we look like our choices. Hey, them numbers finally coming in from the other day. Oh, my bad. Sorry, folks, we're still over here on the Skype.